The moment
we let her talk for a while.
Yeah. The moment she started going off about how we don't care about victims and that was when it was go.
Yeah, because we were all being cordial, and then she accused us of like not caring about victims, which is a pretty big accusation. And basically, you know, she's calling us heartless. So,
what does this say, Noah, about the toxic culture of YouTube?
Of Johnson.
Well, what I think people need to understand is, no matter what, like Mal Levy and I
don't even know who that is. Ladies and gentlemen, people have been asking me, Nick, what the happened? Why do you guys, what is this whole Onision war? Why did Chris Hansen file I actually have some Reddit posts here that can give you some information on this, but I'm gonna do a retrospective look back now using John Swan's videos, which is not controversial at all, by the way, because they're very good. Going over this. The reason why I'm picking John Swan's videos in particular is because I covered a lot of this on my channel, but I think it's awkward to sit here and talk about videos that have the same arguments using my own voice. It's like difficult to go back and forth with. Like, it's literally old videos of me talking. So John made very similar videos. We're gonna look at John's videos because he speaks in Australia, okay? So recently I put out a statement saying Chris Hansen starred in a mainstream documentary about Onision where they told the victim's story without her present, who didn't want to participate. This is essentially forcing a victim to film additional episodes, episode 4 if you check the series, after the main show aired to tell her own story on her own terms. If you guys don't know, Schlepp is now going to conventions with Chris Hansen, doing the Have a Seat with Chris Hansen not documentary, but content associated with the Roblox investigation. Chris Hansen in 2020 to 2021 was trying to jump in on a bunch of YouTube controversies. I think he did a video talking about EDP. He jumped in and talked about COVID, but with YouTube stuff, he did a deep series on Onision that turned into a Discovery documentary. He did a deep series on Davi Vanity with like Ashley Lilly and all these people participating in like these streams talking about their own experiences.
Insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Essentially, if you were a person who was notable and you said that you were like assaulted or had a bad experience with Onision or Davi Vanity, he would just do full interviews with you on YouTube as like in a chat format, talking to these people, going over their stuff, and boosting that message out to a lot of other people. In the process of this, there were a lot of things that were done wrong. I think, in my opinion, Hassan Piker doomed any potential chance for
Nicholas the Goat. Thank you for the $5.
The Onision victims and survivors to get any justice for the situation that they were in. I'll explain why that is the case. So this, by the way, is like the iconic clip of Chris going up to Onision's house, showing him he meant business.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, there's a person who's been stalking me online, and they just showed up to my house.
Okay, and they're outside now?
I think even at the time, we're like, it's insane to film somebody's fucking house, dude. But like, it's Chris Hansen.
Slimy Weasley fuck.
He interviewed Chet Goldstein way back then and pressed him about using real minors as decoys.
Did he really? Yeah, everyone kind of looked at this and said, any other circumstance, this is like bad, but it's fucking Chris Hansen, like an actual journalist knocking on a door. That's not the same.
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay. And do you know if they have any weapons?
They have a bunch of...
So obviously the audio got like released later in like a Freedom of Information request, right? But at the same time, they filmed the outside, so we have both playing in unison here.
Camera people, like they're YouTube stalkers.
As you watch this, it's important to remember that all the camera crews...
It's good to know that Chris Hansen has like a shitty setup that has like the same kind of quality of cable management than mine does.
Guys and attorney Mike Morris stayed on the street when I went up to knock on James Jackson, Gregory Jackson, Onision's door to see if he would talk to me.
Now, does everybody here know why this Onision stuff was coming up? There were a lot of red flags about Onision. He brought a child into his house and acted as essentially their guardian. And then when they turned 18, had a fucking like threesome with her. That was a thing that happened, right? He had the web forums where he was like grading people on their attractiveness, like including underage people. Like it's pro Jared on crack for that story, right? Where it's like significantly worse. There was the stuff that happened with Shiloh. Each of these individual women had extremely bizarre stories that happened with Onision, but like there were tons of reasons to fucking hate this guy.
Doing this for
also, he was a banana.
Some 40 years. I didn't get into YouTube to start journalism,
Yeah, years of rating girls' bodies.
but I did take my brand of journalism to YouTube to expose
What's the name of
alleged
the
predators.
guy? Keemstar Orbiter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nick
But
Oreo.
no weapons seen?
Mr. Oreo.
I didn't see any weapons. I just saw like
Okay.
6 guys in my driveway, and one of them is knocking on my door.
Okay, 1 second here. And the one that's knocking on your door, is he the main one that you said has been stalking you?
Yes, he's a stalker. He's yelling. He's yelling things at me through the door right now.
I don't think he's yelling anything. He's just like, Gregory, come on out.
It's ironic that Onision says I've been stalking him, when in fact he's the one accused of stalking his young female victims on YouTube and on various social media platforms.
And you're looking at this and you're going like, what's wrong with this? And that's what everybody said. They hoped Chris Hansen would come out here and do a good thing, right? Before we figure out what he did wrong, we're going to look at how he got to this specific point. But at this point, everyone's like cautiously optimistic. Fucking Chris Hansen is here going after depraved YouTube fucking piece of shit. So let's see what happens.
He also went so far as to take my video from interviews and splice them together with video of him, making it falsely look like I asked him some questions. Absurd.
Okay, and what do we know his name at all?
Nick just
It's
started
Chris
insulting
Hansen.
me viciously. on
Okay,
Twitter.
H-A...
It's Chris Hansen. Still funny after all this time.
Yeah.
Do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
Okay, H-A-N-S-E-N?
H-A-S-E-N, yeah. H-A-N-S-E-N.
And then C-H-R-I-S?
C-H-R-I-S, yeah.
Okay, is he white, black, Asian, Hispanic?
It's Chris Hansen.
He's white.
Okay, do we know
He's
how old he is?
older. He's like
He's older than he was when he was on the TV show.
probably 58, 60,
Okay,
something like
how
that.
tall?
So yeah, you can watch the rest of this on the Chris Hansen YouTube channel, but it's really here just to kind of establish where we're going. So here are a couple of random Onision Reddit posts between 5 and 6 years ago that give you some of the more interesting pieces of lore of stuff that we're going to talk about today. Obviously, the way that I interact with r/YouTube drama and r/Hassan Piker and r/leftovers, initially that bit was just Onision. I would screenshot shit from this subreddit where they just fucking lie about us, post it to Twitter and farm 1,000 likes or whatever every time. Onision subreddit fucking hates me. I think I'm banned from this one too. I still support Hansen. He has made so much information accessible and educated the entire internet. John Swan, Pescator, and DeOrio could never do all the good that he's done. Also, Repsion, he should have called Chris instead of made a YouTube video to stir drama over fake news, but put a smile on Greg's face. So then they posted this picture. I was a journalist before Onision was born, and I will be one when he goes to prison. Now, 5 years later, I had to give actually 5 years ago, I gave the harsh truth that Onision was never going to jail over fucking any of this shit, and the best arguments they had were against Kai, and that argument died when Chris Hansen got his hands on the laptop. And 5 years later, I'm still right. Nothing has happened legally. In terms of like a federal court case or something that would put him in jail. I'm kind of new to this whole thing, but YouTubers who've been around covering Onision and similar drama seem to turn on each other quickly, or at least jump on the hate train for views. It kind of seems weird to me that Repsion can go from being on Chris's live streams multiple times and deal with court battles with the same person as Chris, and then drop a drama video on Chris without even talking to Chris first. I would be worried to be in Repsion's life if he could just 180 so quickly. So this is back when I guess Repsion publicly disavowed, right? Another aspect to this as well is oh god, this one too. So now 6 years ago, this is going all the way back to, I think there's a main channel video on my thing addressing this. Shiloh admits fault against Nick DeOrio and others. I feel like I'm pulling up the drama equivalent of old newspapers. So almost a week after the Sarah incident, Shiloh, these are two of the Onision girls, probably not best to call them that, the survivors of Onision, right? Tweeted, "What you did to her wasn't right. You scared us. And my reaction wasn't thought out or right either. I hope everybody learned something important. That was, I guess, Shiloh's response to me when she called me out with the hashtag deplatform fucking predators. While not an apology, the last sentence comes off condescending, which probably wasn't intended, but the tone most of the time was hard to make out in text form. She's starting to admit her response to what was going on wasn't right to do. Bear in mind, Shiloh falsely accused Nick DeOrio of harassing Sarah, and also, I'm sure, accidentally labeled him as a Predator supporter, as well as got 35,000 people to report his account, for which he was found to not have violated the TOS. Nick has admitted faults to this on one of my last posts, but nothing he did was worth that. Shiloh went around harassing other people as well, accidentally got Bong King City and other City and Country outed, and Pink Pineapple's location and pics of her kid got out over a badly worded tweet that was taken out of context. So much happened very fast that night, and the next few days didn't need to happen whatsoever. So yeah, there's a video on my main channel talking about this specific incident, but it's not really relevant to Onision or Chris Hansen. But yeah, this was a dig run-in that I had with Shiloh, who's widely platformed on Chris Hansen's streams. What is this? This is 6 years ago. Then things have gone beyond the Goon Squad. If you guys don't know, Chris Hansen did an entire live stream that has now been deleted that you could find us reacting to on Augie RFC's channel. I'll link all these supplemental pieces of media down below when we do the VOD. So he did an entire segment talking to 2 victims of Davi Vanity, I believe, and then there was also an entire like preamble or postamble on us where he was calling out Drama YouTube and using the platform that I don't think they were even entirely informed that they were going to be in a stream where he responded to John Swan and Nick DeOrio. But yeah, it was being talked in the same department as like Chris Hansen hunting predators. Yeah. But the Goon Squad it's gone beyond that. Now the girls are turning against Chris Hansen. So now the girls are turning against Chris Hansen here. If you have worked or helped with Chris Hansen in any way and feel used, mistreated like he's done with others, please contact me. I'm starting to film my video today. So Sarah likes this tweet right here. Sarah being one of the Onision people, the one specifically who got fucked over by the documentary. Imagine watching and reacting to your friend's trauma like you're on Teens React, all for a drop of clout. Disgusting. So now some of the girls that were against Onision started to attack Shiloh because she went in the documentary and told other girls' stories with Chris Hansen. It was really fucking bad. Yeah. You realize I'm a human with thoughts and feelings and emotions, right? Sarah, shut your bitch ass up too, ugly C word. And then Onision went, I warned you about Shane Dawson. I warned you about Chris Hansen. I warned you about Social Repose. I warned you about Shiloh. You socially lynched me for... That's insane. And Sarah quoted like, shut your bitch ass up. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, Shiloh said it's all her truth by telling somebody else's fucking story. I was right about her from the beginning. So, also, around this time frame, I'm fucking on a stream and Onision demanded to call in back when I used to stream on main channel. So, I mean, I had to ask him questions that were related to this, right? Where is this? Yeah.
This is what's happening during the time that they're saying that you're grooming her. They have your husband exchanging naked, well, not exchanging, but sending naked pictures.
What you have is something that has no context, has no explanation outside someone just saying that.
So it kind of sounds like he's conceding to me, literally to me, that his husband sent naked pictures to... Here, that's what it sounds like to me.
Dude, you don't need context to send naked pictures to a minor. That's not an answer, dude. I'm sorry.
Nick, I'm Anthony Gramuglia. His content is pretty good emo.
I don't know who that is, but thank you.
Have you seen them uncensored?
Have I seen the pictures of your partner uncensored? Do you think that there's a fucking pasty on her nipple?
A nip slip is not. Come on, man.
Dude, what is a nip? So now it becomes their context makes this not bad. Keep in mind, I don't think they ever. When was this? This was, I don't know if it's dated here, but it's in 2020, right? So we moved off of a soft confession that this existed then it was just simply out of context. And now
a nip slip
now there was a nip slip in this material.
is not, come on, man.
Dude, what is a nip slip? Is a full fucking... Dude, I didn't want to bring this up. I'm not trying to fucking put you on the spot for this.
I'm confused. So you're saying that anybody who has an accidental nip slip is a fucking child
An accidental nip slip, bro?
predator if someone who's...
Dude, how do you have a nip slip twice in 5 minutes? One of them's down at the bottom and one of them is the nipple. I'm just saying, these are two fucking screenshots that came in very rapid succession.
You're talking about someone allegedly being a predator, but you have no predatory conversation and you have a nipple slip.
So this is like... what I thought when I was watching this is like the first and only time ever that I think Onision acknowledged that his partner sent naked pictures to Sarah when she was underage. And I still think to this day, this is the only thing that even remotely comes close to that. This is what people are calling he just kind of admits it to, and I guess people didn't really cover this because it was me, and nobody wanted to cover me because I was, like, not the nicest guy to these girls, I guess.
Predatory conversation. The fact that there were pictures sent to a minor is what people claim is predatory. So when that puts it next to you as someone who lives with this person, people think that this was going a certain way. I'm explaining to you what people think.
How is that predatorial if the person winds up never having any consensual relationship with that person outside that person blackmailing them into doing anything? Like,
because it doesn't matter.
Dude, and then right there, it sounds like another person that we've talked about recently. Well, she didn't fuck the minor, so it clearly wasn't sexual.
Or if there's blackmail, if you sent naked pictures to a minor.
Right, and I'm not confirming or denying any...
And now, see, after all of the confirming part, he then stipulates, not confirming nor denying, so that's there.
I'm just saying that when you have a person who is not supposed to have photos, and that when that other person finds out that they have those photos, they're told to delete it, and Sarah was told to delete it right away when it was found out that she had those. When they don't delete it and instead they leak that to the internet, that's revenge.
That's revenge porn.
But history repeats itself. It's all connected. That's too wrong. I could go back. I have to stop.
Your argument's two wrongs don't make it right?
No, my argument is that someone was never supposed to have something in the first place. You're trying to make someone...
Well, then why was it sent? Again, this is on your partner.
A predator when they never ever would ever send that shit to somebody.
Keep in mind, this wasn't planned by me. This was impromptu after a Chris Hansen live stream.
With any conscious
Dude,
effort.
I think somebody's lying to you.
What are you talking about?
I think that's what you were told. Maybe I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. If there was a naked picture sent to a minor, it doesn't matter what the context was. That's a naked picture sent to a minor. You're not going to win that argument.
Right, but all you're talking about is a nipple slip, dude.
Oh God, why are you saying?
And a vagina, dude.
Did you see the picture uncensored?
Was it not there?
From what I saw, there was nothing. And when I say there's nothing,
Bro, it's this hypothetical picture that he's now just describing.
I mean, there's nothing disturbing or anything about it. A nipple slip and the what was down there was not sexual. It was not.
Well, how is a naked picture not sexual?
Have you ever been to a nude beach?
Yeah, you don't take pictures and send pictures of people at a nude beach to kids, dude.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna introduce a totally different concept to you. What is?
Oh my, yeah. So that's the So that was that conversation. So we were in the trenches here. Now we're gonna learn about Chris Hansen. So that's the context of the Onision stuff. That was the smoking gun. So when we talk about Sarah's laptop, the photos that me and Onision are discussing, the evidence was on Sarah's laptop, okay? So this is the Chris Hansen video by John Swan. We're going to jump around.
Chris Hansen.
I'm going to take you on a tour.
Commonly known online as the guy who baits criminals and puts them behind bars. He gained quite a bit of notoriety on television in the early 2000s for being a bastion of justice, fearless and daring.
I miss when everyone was a John Swan editing clone because it's not Sunny V2 cloning, and I think the Sunny V2 cloning is obnoxious.
That is, until he was fired, and sued, and arrested. So his career in mainstream television had disappeared, and that's when he decided to take the plunge and start afresh, independently, on YouTube. the platform that gives everyone a voice. It all started off well for Chris, and he gained a significant audience from covering the Onision case, where he brought on victims and mentioned there was FBI involvement. These streams
I'm just gonna let this intro run.
happened again and again and again and again.
So there's a ton of different girls here.
Every time we thought
Ayala Carino, why do I remember that name in particular? What happened
streams
with her?
happened again and again and again and again.
Is this your loophole that allows you to watch your own video without looking like a narcissist? Yes.
Every time we thought something would happen, it just ended up being another false promise. Chris Hansen isn't doing this for the right reasons. And in the next little while, we'll be going down the rabbit hole together. It's quite a ride. So brace yourselves.
Dude, alright, all of Jean's intros were fucking insane. But this is a bop. It's not even the best one that we're going to see tonight. This one was a bop, bro.
Hey everyone, Chris Hansen here on Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. We're going to continue this evening on our investigation of Onision, a YouTube sensation named Onision, into the YouTube streamer Onision. We've been investigating Onision. We are intensifying our investigation into...
This is literally Demis. This is Demis 2.0.
Onision. We continue our investigation into Onision.
This is the Australian dub of the Nick DeOrio. Yes.
We are deep into the investigation of Onision. You are now on the front lines in a battle against a predator called COVID-19.
All right, so obviously this video comes off. The first thing that's happening here is the Louis Conrad stuff. I've seen this mentioned briefly, so we're going to talk about it now. This is like this story starts at the end of his Dateline NBC career. Like, this is why he was fired.
Nicholas, the GOAT.
Like, this is obviously the person from the Predator catch that killed themselves. Ooh, if I remember correctly, wasn't that guy, like, innocent or something? I don't remember.
56-year-old district attorney Louis Conrad was one of the individuals caught by perverted justice. Conrad posed as a 19-year-old university student engaging in online chats with a boy, Luke, who
No, he wasn't. He was not innocent.
Thought to be 13 years of age. Conrad attempted to solicit images from the 13-year-old, and things escalated when perverted justice...
Finally, dude! A fucking vintage one! A vintage one!
hired an actor to play Luke over the phone. After the first few conversations, Conrad ceased on returning calls, and he abandoned all online chats with the boy for unknown reasons. He never showed up to the Sting House. According to Perverted Justice members, content from Conrad's MySpace page began to disappear, leading them to believe that Conrad was covering...
So he like did... Dude, it was prehistoric redact.dev, right?
House hours before any warrant was signed.
Oh, this is what it was! This is what it was. He operated outside the lines.
And decided to show up to Conrad's house hours before any warrant was signed. But little did they know that this investigation would end in disaster.
The Murphy police obtained an arrest warrant for Conrad and did something we've not seen before.
So he went there before, like, he jumped the gun there and did that shit.
They contacted the local authorities in Conrad's town and knocked on his door.
Yourself Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Yeah, I can imagine too.
The shout out.
One can only imagine how John Swan would go through EHD had he not overdosed his career.
Well,
by
this
snorting
kind of
that
was
long white
the
line.
EHD, was it not? Like, there were content creators who spawned in and despawned after the story ended.
Conrad didn't answer, but police said there were signs he was still inside, so a tactical team was called in. The officers lined up in formation, then broke through the back door. But before they could make the arrest, the assistant DA pulled out a gun and pointed it at his head.
As they made entry, they confronted the suspect.
Yeah, so that was what happened there, and now we get into the nitty-gritty of that.
I believe he's in
footage obtained by...
He told them he wasn't going to hurt them, and then shot himself in the head.
According to raw footage obtained by news publication Esquire, who did a fantastic piece on the TCAP investigation of Conrad, at least...
That's what they called it too, TCAP, to catch a predator. You hear that a lot.
One Dateline cameraman had hidden himself near the Conrad residence door. In an interview with Esquire, Chris Hansen denied the crew members were on the private property. This was a lie. He also denied that Perverted Justice was present at the Conrad...
Did we ever hear from Perverted Justice again? I feel like that's not a name that it's been 5 years since I've heard perverted justice.
Residents. This was a lie. Chris Hansen stated both in his blog and on air that Conrad's MySpace page began to disappear. The fact
you claim to care about rape,
thank
and
you.
You're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
I would like to thank Conrad for saving the taxpayers a lot of money in court fees.
I would like to thank Conrad for pushing Chris Hansen to YouTube and making an extremely fun drama cycle for me.
The matter is that he never even remembered seeing it, and a later investigation by Esquire revealed that Conrad's page had not been touched for months before the sting. Another lie. Conrad's death increased criticism of the already controversial show significantly, with pieces in Rolling Stone and the previously mentioned Esquire, with many publications calling it a mess from the point of journalism and that it created news rather than reporting it. The sister of Louis Conrad.
So, this was the first, unironically, the first drama associated with, the kick pedophile hunter memes, where it's this guy is, for profit or whatever. I think, this isn't as bad as the stuff we see today, but this obviously shouldn't have gone on, right? This is kind of like a mockery on what they're supposed to be doing.
Patricia Conrad filed a $100 million lawsuit against NBC.
If this wasn't Chris Hansen, I think the public's opinion on how they did this fucking case would be criticized more. I mean, if this guy didn't kill himself, would he have gotten away?
In July of 2007. And 9 months later, the judge allowed her infliction of emotional distress and civil rights claims to be heard by a jury.
The entertainment industry cannot act as police, judge, jury.
And now it's this is a fucking rampant issue. I mean, there has been so much crazy shit that spawned off of TCAP.
Jury, executioner. And for a corporation like NBC, ratings and money matter.
Another judge found that she had a reasonable chance of proving that NBC had pressed police into engaging in unreasonable and unnecessary tactics solely for entertainment value, thus creating a substantial risk of harm.
And I'm pretty sure John's video, aside from this, because this is obviously what most people talk about when they talk about why To Catch a Predator ended, but there is another aspect to it as well.
He also found that NBC's actions amounted to conduct so outrageous and extreme that no civilized society should tolerate.
Holy shit, dude! I forgot about that one.
In June of 2008, the lawsuit was amicably resolved out of court.
So yeah, they settled. They had to settle on this one. Imagine having to settle with a pedophile's family, right? Does it cover... Oh no, this is probably where they'll show it. So this is when he actually gets fired.
While Chris Hansen's successful show was still running, he and his team captured predators by the use of hidden cameras and sting operations. So it is quite ironic that in June of 2011, Hansen was caught cheating on his wife of 20...
There were other things that were happening at the time, other than the pedophile dying.
...years in an undercover sting operation arranged by the National Enquirer. For over...
Dude, imagine getting stung for cheating on your fucking wife.
4 months. Chris Hansen was reportedly having an affair with Florida television reporter Kristen Cadell, who was 22 years his junior. This was a big...
Which, by the way, an adult, okay, not quite 25, but an adult.
...story in the tabloids back in 2011. And following this, Kristen Cadell said she was told to move to smaller markets and start her career over because of the scandal.
Ooh, yeah, bitch, get off the television. You were fucking Chris Hansen.
I was hard-pressed to find new work at any other station.
For the past 2 years, I was told that it would be in my best interest not to say anything.
Ooh, this is a leftover from the old days of fucking Hollywood.
Go over, just keep trying to truck along and keep trying to get jobs. But we are here 2 years later, and I probably don't go a day without an employer tell me they don't want to hire me because of the situation involving Chris Hansen.
And we didn't really know about this. The avid watcher probably didn't know about this. The only people who did were the industry people that wouldn't hire her.
I thought by not saying anything, and Chris advised me that it would be in my best interest not to say anything.
Chris is like, it'd be in your best interest to just not mention I was fucking you instead of my wife.
That I would continue to go and my life would go back to normal. My life has been the exact opposite of that.
She said Hansen led her to believe his 20-year marriage to wife Mary Joan was on its last legs, so he was free to date any other woman. At the time, this was hardly the reality.
I have lived the double standard.
watching
A double
Nicholas
standard is
DeOrio.
an understatement as to what
Chris Hansen should be punished by staying in a room with the bow tie warrior for an hour.
Yeah, dude. All right, so that was that. We're not going to spend a shitload of time on this. So then Chris Hansen started his Kickstarter, which at this point, it just goes off the fucking rails.
Chris.
Since Chris Hansen was fired from NBC, his entertainment life went on standstill.
Now, what happens to a lot of these guys after they stop getting money from their fucking celebrity income source? They go fucking poor. They spend themselves into a hole. So what does Chris Hansen do to rejuvenize his career? He sets up a Kickstarter.
So much so that on April the 15th, 2015, he started a Kickstarter to fund a new set of predator-catching investigations.
There's something you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen.
And he's noticeably older here in this clip as well.
And you are going to help me catch predators again. Go ahead, have a seat right over there. This will just take a few minutes.
We've come to Kickstarter to bring back the show you
Dude, the audio quality immediately dies. You're like, all right, this guy does not know what he's doing.
love with you to create a second edition of Predator that we can offer online using the best team, technology, and methodology available.
The hype around the TCAP community was wild, and the campaign quickly took off, with it being directly promoted by Kickstarter. On top of a new set of investigations, the campaign promised rewards to backers.
Depending on your level of involvement, you'll be rewarded with a variety of unique perks, from a personalized voicemail message from me to...
Now, you want to guess what happened to these Kickstarter rewards? You want to guess what happened to those Kickstarter rewards, chat?
a Hansen vs. Predator t-shirt to an exclusive screening and background briefing event hosted by me and
You want to guess what happened to those rewards,
my
chat?
crew.
The estimated time for the delivery of these rewards was December of 2015. Just keep that in the back of your mind here. The Kickstarter was covered in several news outlets and even found its way to Jimmy Kimmel Live. The support behind Chris Hansen's movement was so great that the goal of $75,000 was reached in just 22 days.
Sounds like those rewards should have started popping up any time now.
And the campaign ended up raising $89,000 overall. In mid-July 2015, production started on this new set of investigations. Chris Hansen went completely dark until February of 2016, when he announced that the new investigation had been completed and that he was pitching the program to networks to find a new home for Hansen vs. Predators. But you may be thinking, didn't we just pass the December 2015 date when rewards were supposed to be delivered?
Yeah, what happened
If you
to
thought
those?
that, you would be correct. And in April 2016, Hansen's team came back with an update on rewards, saying that the investigation required the team to go dark, but now they were ready to give the support.
Guys, they had to go undercover. They couldn't hand out the rewards because the team had to go dark. Oh boy.
Supporters not only a great show, but the awesome rewards that were promised to them. Okay, well, a few months delay, no big deal, right? Things happen, and delays with rewards are common with Kickstarters. In April of 2016, Hansen was named as the new host for Crime Watch Daily, and the investigation that the backers funded would be airing on national television very soon. But rewards to backers were still not being delivered. People started to become frustrated, and word spread through the TCAP community, with many people calling Hansen a con man and a scammer. The next month, the segment started to air on national TV and began to be posted to YouTube. The series was praised, and many people called it a great revival of the once popular NBC show. But as the months went by,
something kept happening to all of those rewards. And if you think I'm just like hyper fixating on these rewards and stuff, I think the mugshot you're going to see in an upcoming segment is going to be like, oh, fuck.
The rewards to backers were still not being delivered. Even things that required no shipping, like custom voicemails, were not being delivered to backers.
Yeah, dude, the voicemails aren't getting delivered.
Chris said they had been delivered a long time ago. In September of 2017, nearly 2 years after the initial expected date of delivery, Chris Hansen bought $13,000 worth of merchandise from a Connecticut vendor, which included
Oh no, dude. This is still fucking hilarious to me. Hey guys, where are those rewards? You got those rewards? You got those rewards? Fine, dude. I'll put in a $13,000 order to some fucking guy in Connecticut, alright? He'll get all your shit.
55 ceramic mugs, 288 t-shirts, and 650 vinyl decals. These were for the Kickstarter backers. But according to the vendor, Hansen's initial check bounced.
Where's all the money, Chris? Dude, he writes a bad check to some guy for the Kickstarter rewards.
And the business filed a complaint against Hansen in April 2018 when they were still waiting to be paid. In late April of 2018, over 7 months after the original check was supposed to be paid, Hansen issued another check to the vendor, but it bounced 3 days later. When the business...
Bro, you've got... Dude, so these guys are waiting for their money for 7 months, and then the check bounces a second time. Where is all the money, Chris?
Just asked Hansen what was going on. Hansen replied, "Peter, I truly thought I had this covered. I'm scrambling to get it done. Please give me till the end of the day. I sold a boat to cover the rest of this. I need to pick up the..."
I sold a boat to cover how much I owe you. Bro, he blew past his goal, and he just didn't give this shit to backers. This is crazy.
The payment this afternoon. But another check never came, and the police issued an arrest warrant for Hansen. Hansen turned himself in and was arrested on the 14th of January 2019.
So this shit ends with us getting a mugshot of literally Chris Hansen.
And was released without bond on the promise to appear in court. It was very clear at this point that Hansen was in some serious money problems, and the day after reports of his arrests were made public, on the 18th of January 2018, the Daily Mail obtained court documents that showed Hansen owed $58,000 to American Express.
So this guy has Innuendo Studios quality debt.
$126,000 to TD Bank, over $15,000 to Ali Financial, and
so I guess he got a car?
Over $1,078,000 to his mortgage lender, the US Bank Trust.
So this guy was a fucking total grifter. So the stuff you're about to see, I need you to realize it's not just some asshole who doesn't know better. It's some asshole who really needs the fucking money and will use his fans at the expense to make it.
According to complaints filed in Connecticut courts over the previous 3 years. On top of all of this, Hansen also owed over $250,000 in...
Dude, Innuendo Studios maxing
bank taxes. And not only that, but he was also being evicted from his Manhattan apartment for not paying rent for the previous 5 months.
This is so much worse than you thought it was going to be over some Yeah, if you didn't know this story, is this not significantly worse than what you were expecting?
Hansen was clearly in some serious issues. And at this point...
Am I supposed to, I wonder if this guy's turned it around. I don't think that's possible, but I wonder how much debt he's in now.
Any new move to solicit money from his fans should have been met with immediate backlash.
And it wasn't, because it was Chris Hansen.
But this was not the case.
Hey guys, just popping in here with an emergency meme video. It's an emergency.
So all these YouTubers were like, "Hey, it's Chris Hansen, guys." Gus Johnson brought him on. He actually famously never had a controversy after this ever.
Just wanted to tell you how excited I am about
this is the actual video that Chris Hansen sent to
my new YouTube channel.
Let's go look at your header on YouTube. All right, let's go over here to YouTube. Come on. Dude. Come on, man. Speaking of YouTube stuff, I'm looking at your catalog here, Chris. I see that you wanted to have a culmination of some of your greatest hits. That's fine. I don't know what...
So yeah, it's like, oh, Chris Hansen make a YouTube channel. Gotta take a look at this.
8 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube channel, Hansen vs. Predator.
He just looks like a schizo boomer now doing Keemstar era fucking Twitter videos.
The live show, a special guest, Mr. GG. Check it out. See you then.
Is Mr. GG still making content?
His subscribers and interest in his new projects quickly grew. At first, it seemed like Chris was using his YouTube channel to gain some interest in upcoming investigations. He heavily promoted his new website, but also got involved in analysing some other cases in the YouTube community.
Join me tonight live on my YouTube channel, HansenVSPredators.com, for the Austin Jones case. Tomorrow
Dude,
night, on
Austin
the live
Jones, like the only guy who ever got fucking arrested, dude.
show, 8 Eastern on my YouTube channel, Hansen vs. Predators. We're going to take a look at the Only Use Me Blade case.
Dude, that was when Blade got accused of rape on the fucking thing, which looked horrendous, by the way.
Ice Poseidon, modern day streaming shock jock, or is there something more disturbing going on Discord? Check out.
So now, in the context of like these videos that you've probably seen before, do you understand how psychotic it is that this guy was literally like $1 million in debt, making this fucking garbage YouTube drama slop with his reputation as like Chris Hansen pedophile hunter, and roping all these idiots in to help him out?
My live show, Wednesday, 8 Eastern.
Wednesday, that's a good show on Netflix.
On my YouTube channel, Hansen vs. Predators.
And Jeffrey Epstein?
Tune in tomorrow night at
Dude, the Epstein pilot program.
8 Eastern on my YouTube channel, Hansen vs. Predators. We'll have the very latest on the Jeffrey Epstein human trafficking sex scandal and investigation. Major scoop in the Jeffrey Epstein case right now. Stay tuned. I'll have the very latest right here.
Dude, motherfuckers were in chat being like, dude, Chris is gonna find the Epstein fucking flight logs.
On all my social media and YouTube, as well as the website, HansenVSPredators.com. More to come.
Okay then, Chris was running his YouTube channel and website with the help of web guy Vincent Nichotra, a fellow New York resident who owned a website designing company called...
Now, Vincent Nichotra from the previous segment is the crazy screaming the N-word guy. Well, not screaming it, but typing it really aggressive. That was him. When he started calling all of his haters the N-word, and he was like doubling down on that. That's the guy who had a mental breakdown on Christmas, calling everybody the N-word.
Then interactive media. But as the weeks went by...
And Vincent Nichotra was literally just some guy who understood the internet, and then Boomer Hansen like made him basically chief Discord moderator, but on every piece of social media.
It was pretty clear that Vincent was not the most competent when it came to this area. I mean, come on, the website...
Was this the video John... No, that's the second video we're going to take a look at.
Looks like it was made by a 7th grader. But this begs the question of, why did Chris use Vince and not someone more competent? Well, it's because Vince would do it for free.
Because he couldn't afford to pay a real social media manager. He hired some dipshit from his chat who'd do it for free.
Yes, folks, I talked to a few people that cover this story back in...
Dude, some guy was just like, yo, I can totally help you out, Chris. And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll bring you on.
In the day. And apparently Vince...
He sent the laptop of Sarah's evidence to some guy who wasn't even being paid by him.
Was not being paid for his work with Chris Hansen. Instead, he would be paid with exposure, with ads for his website being plastered everywhere on the YouTube channel. Two incompetent individuals trying to make a start on YouTube.
So there were new investigations coming, and then there was some stuff that Chris Hansen was trying to take down content using the copyright system. So that was like kind of a big talking point that people cared a lot more about in 2020. That's not really relevant here. Then the Onision investigation began. All right, so let's take a look at that part, and then we'll move on to the next video.
Lead it for it.
It was hyped by many a YouTuber.
Following this situation, a lot of Hansen's original audience began to lose interest in him and his channel. His views started to tank, and the promises of new investigations with no delivery were all too disappointing for his previously loyal supporters. Chris really needed his next big break. The story that would really put him on the map. The promotion that would cast him into relevancy again.
I don't even know if you know this, but Onision was the biggest money-making, I think unironically, probably made more money for people than EHD, like the Ethan Hassan Destiny content right now. Augie posted a leaked recording phone call from Onision's Discord server that didn't even have anything important in it, and I think he got like 500,000 views off of that. And this is on Augie's fucking channel. Like, videos don't perform that high on Augie's channel. The amount of views and money that was made off of this man I don't think has ever been replicated in any other story.
And he got.
Yeah, Einabber, like all these guys milk the fuck out of it. And I'm not gonna go after people for fucking milking shit and covering shit to the endlessly or whatever. But there are people who made content that don't exist anymore. That came in, made like a fucking a ton of money and then cashed out.
What's the name of the guy?
YouTuber Blair White went on Chris Hansen's show as a special guest.
Blair White, bro!
To discuss a new case that Chris Hansen had not heard of before. The case of Onision.
This is entirely Blair White's fault.
YouTube punching bag, potential predator, and professional creep. This collaboration brought many new people over to Chris Hansen's
Do you remember the kombucha video, dude? I think he was like flagging that down for a while, wasn't he?
And it was like a bomb was set off. The comments were thrilled that world-renowned predator hunter was going after one of the...
Is this not the same way that this fucking thing with Roblox is going? Like, history is repeating itself. It all happens every 33 years, dude. Every 33 years, everything happens again the way that it was, dude.
Biggest pieces of trash on the platform. But just when things were looking up, disaster struck.
I hope you're having a pleasant Sunday evening. Chris Hansen here. I need you to do something right away, and it's critically important. The people at YouTube have banned a long list of words from use on YouTube channels.
Uh-oh.
Including the word predator. I can't say the whole word because...
So isn't his channel like legit? Yeah, bro, right? So he said that his channel got taken down because of the word predator when it wasn't. It was like legitimately removed because of copyright infringement.
All the new...
Like, I think to this day, Chris Hansen is banned from YouTube.
Exciting content is now going to go there.
Chris stated that his old channel was terminated for having the word predator in his channel name. But if we navigate to his old channel, it says it was terminated for multiple third-party claims of copyright infringement.
I'm pretty sure it was because he thought he was so fucking smart, he re-uploaded his old videos from Dateline NBC and didn't realize that he doesn't own the material to that, so it got banned.
And in a conversation with a YouTube representative, they told me this means his channel was terminated for getting over 3 copyright strikes. You can't tell me this wasn't because of the NBC clips he was uploading. Thank goodness, Chris had live-streamed Blair White's interview to 2 channels. Funny that, it's almost like he knew his current channel was in trouble. Chris's next guest was Repsion.
So that was a thing that had, like, Chris is currently banned from YouTube for copyright infringement. I don't know if that's ever been resolved, but at this point he was completely banned from YouTube and he was ban evading while he was doing this. So he then brought on people, had more stuff on here with like big YouTubers.
Be in jail, and I kept having to maneuver my way around these questions as to not because
Raga Reynolds or whatever. I remember that guy called in there shitload. Vincent Nicotra got exposed. Let's see this.
With Chris's web producer,
Is TTS off? No.
Vincent Nicotra. Vincent was accused of making ableist jokes on Twitter.
Someone leaked Onision's elementary school picture from his yearbook. Oh boy!
He claimed he was hacked and also doxed people who he said had hacked his account. Of course, these people were completely innocent, but this is Vincent we're talking about here. In a series of videos by Baker...
Yeah, he just did that. He was doxing a lot of people.
Klein, they also exposed some of Vincent's side projects for misinformation and malpractice.
Again, that was kind of just Vincent Nicotra, yeah. Does this have the, yeah.
Vince released an apology via Chris Hansen's Twitter account.
Dude, and his fucking statement. Vincent Nicotra asked me to share this with you. I wonder if he was typing. I would like to sincerely apologize for letting my ego, anger, short-sightedness interfere with my judgment. I take full... Dude, imagine fucking verified Chris Hansen saying this. To the victims of predatory behavior, you are my priority. Vincent Nicotra, website, YouTube, media producer.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Mike Morris was his lawyer.
It was big with the female demographic too. Amazing how literally none of it went anywhere.
So then he confronted Onision. If you want to check out the rest, we kind of watched about half of this. If you want to watch the rest, it's on John's channel. But now we're going to get into some of the more crazy shit that was happening with the Onision investigation. So this was the follow-up video. Chris Hansen to catch a payday. I'm not subbed. I'm going to sub on this channel.
If there's a common trend with washed-up YouTubers, it's that they have one subject that they revisit to maintain relevancy.
True!
Chris Hansen is a perfect example of this, having cashed in almost...
So he would go like, Davi Vanity this, Davi Vanity that, COVID-19 this, and then drop the new Like but it's not like you're milking it on like, oh, this is the new Hassan Piker video. It's like, hey, can these girls come back on and tell me what a mean man Onision was again? Really weird cycle here.
Onision's door.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, there's a person who's been stalking me online, and they just showed up to my house.
Okay, and they're outside now?
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay.
They have a bunch of camera people, like they're YouTube stalkers.
And the one that's knocking on your door, is he the main one that you said has been stalking?
Is Lonerbox in my chat right now? Lonerbox, did Hasanabi dox the people's full addresses and names? My understanding is it was cities. Is it not? Did he put up full addresses? Because I didn't see that. That's actually Lonerbox, so I guess I said something that pissed him off.
You?
Yes, he's a stalker. He's yelling things at me through the door right now.
Not Loner. No, it's definitely Lonerbox. He's live, right? I just clicked onto his channel from that. That's definitely Lonerbox. Oh my god, it's not Lonerbox. Wait, I'm actually retarded. It is not Lonerbox. It's a cat with 11 fucking viewers. I just assumed the fan channel for Lonerbox wouldn't have like 7,000 subs. I just got trolled. Sorry. Loner's not even online. It's his homie Pyro. Oh, sorry.
Do we know his name at all?
I just didn't think his fucking clip channel would have 6,000 viewers. My bad. I'm sorry.
Chris Hansen.
This set the internet into a frenzy, and heaps of YouTube comments.
Yeah, that was a massive one guy. Jesus.
Channels hopped on the story only for.
Yeah, so everybody popped it. Oh wait, is that Lieutenant Cobra, bro? That guy's still fucking around, right? Does he still? All right, this is why we're here. Main eggs and potatoes, dude. Sarah's laptop.
But the number of people in support of Hansen would drop significantly over the subsequent months.
I wonder why.
And it all started when journalist Stephen Asarch dropped a bomb.
Yuck.
On Chris's investigation.
Dude, could you imagine? Stephen Asarch was the revealer of this information, and then he also went into the documentary. That's the crazy part, dude.
The end of January 2020. Sarah was one of the victims of Onision interviewed by Chris Hansen on his show. She gave a very compelling testimony, and her strength in coming out about her experiences paved the way for others to give their stories as well. In these conversations, it came out that she had possession of a laptop and cell phones that apparently had some explicit images of Onision's once wife, now husband, Kai, sent to.
This is what we were talking about earlier in the segment, too.
Sarah, when she was still underage. Chris Hansen told her he had FBI contacts and that she could send the devices to him and he would make sure it got safely to the FBI.
So, bro, he puts this shit in some random unpaid employee's house who decides, I'm gonna try to get the memory off of this, and then opens the laptop and just starts fucking around on the inside. It's crazy.
I mean, why wouldn't?
This is the only evidence they had that was significant.
Multi-time Emmy Award winner Chris Hansen not have FBI contacts. So on Chris's direction, she sent the laptop and mobile phones to Chris's incompetent web producer, Vincent Nicotra? Okay, interesting move to leave them in the hands of someone like Vince, I guess, but this is Chris Hansen.
Dude, it's actually insane. Yeah, Stephen Asarch. Over the past few weeks, I've had multiple conversations with Vincent Nicotra about his behavior. On Sunday, he mentioned in passing that he still has the laptop and a phone that Sarah sent out in November. It's January 22nd, by the way. It was there for fucking 2 months. Actually, about 3 months. When I interviewed Sarah in December, she was confident the FBI had the laptop and cell phone already.
In relation to Vince's mishandling of evidence. According to Asarch, Sarah thought that her laptop and
You got Loner Unboxed bugging now? You scared the shit out of him? I'm sorry. I apologize.
phone was with the FBI for months, but in reality, it was sitting in the office of the useless Vincent Nicotra. The package was shipped on November the 7th to Vincent's address under Chris's name. And Vince claims that Chris Hansen told him not
Do not touch it, await further instructions.
To touch it and wait for further instructions. The package sat with Vincent, unopened, for months.
Bro, how can you fuck something like this up?
He didn't hear today.
How could you fuck this up?
Original plan was to copy the contents of the hard
Yeah, dude! Oh my god, bro!
drive and then ship it to the FBI? Like, what? You can't do that. That's tampering with evidence. And he
So, dude, then he tampers with it, and he was gonna say, oh, that's
competent
insane.
criminal defense lawyer would get this thrown out immediately. That's the level of amateurish conduct we're seeing here. And make no mistake, it was all because of Chris Hansen. This event sparked a revolution of sorts.
And finally, people started shitting on him, dude. But not after all this bullshit happened. So this is the Holly Hayes segment. I had this in my video as well. He just started interviewing crazy people who would literally say anything about Onision. This was some fucking schizo drug addict.
All the reasonable choices had been exhausted. So he decided to go out and scrape the bottom of the barrel. And out came this woman, Holly Hayes.
Dude, Holly Hayes. I think, she confessed that she did a fucking bunch of drugs before she went on to talk to Chris.
Holly Hayes runs a Tumblr blog about Onision. Wait, what? Yes, you heard me right. Big famous TV journalist Chris Hansen is now interviewing Tumblr blogs.
We came across a woman named Holly Hayes who has...
We found her fucking Tumblr. Keep in mind, Ashley is Ashley Lilly. Someone who's actually relevant to the Davi Vanity investigation. So the first half of this to get people in was to talk about Onision with Holly Hayes. And then they cut, so they have this fucking schizo drug addict, have a fucking crazy fucking meth bender on the street. That wasn't meth, but, and then they cut to like an actual victim of something and just had her go from there. It's so bizarre why he did this.
There's a site called
Holly Hayes. It's not Holly Hayes.
On hurtspeople.tumblr.com. And over the last couple of years...
And if you think I'm being mean about the drugs and stuff, just listen to her talk.
There's amassed a database, virtually, of people who've been impacted by Onision.
Oh, this is going to be great, right? I can feel the knowledge entering me already.
How did you first become aware of Onision yourself?
So I log on YouTube one day in like 2011 or something, and I see a picture. It's a thumbnail of Shiloh and some guy standing beside her. And then I looked at the guy next to her, and I kid you not, every hair on my body stood up.
This is literally IQ equivalent of JF's wife. This sounds like the JF's wife clip, but not from a foreign woman.
On end. I just immediately got vibes of like there's something so wrong.
Dude, an otherworldly thing took over her. Every hair stood up.
Nicholas DeOrio.
Dude, her first interaction with Onision was just as an average video watcher.
With this person, and ever since then, I've been following his career.
I saw him for 5 seconds, got scared, stalked him for years.
Like, you know when someone has a fever and you put your hand up to the forehead and you could feel the heat coming off them? It was like that, but darkness.
Now
it was like that, but I could feel his darkness. And dude, Chris Hansen is just sitting there like, cool.
If you thought that an alarm...
She was definitely... No, she admits she was on something. We'll see that.
And hair-raising darkness emitting from thumbnails was crazy enough, Holly goes on to tell Chris that Onision has confirmed kills.
Oh, God. I recommend my version of this story, but either way.
On the more severe side, I have literally had people starve themselves to death because of Onision and his rhetoric.
And then he's like, finally Chris said something. What are you talking about? People died?
On YouTube.
Now, when you say starve yourself to death, people...
Who just wrote in my chat he got a UAV? What the fuck, Zach?
People didn't actually die.
No, they died.
You have cases where somebody died in relation to starvation.
Yep.
Dude, this is where you shut it off, right? You gotta shut his video. You gotta shut this interview is over. Thank you for coming, Holly. I appreciate it.
Now, when met with this baseless accusation live on air to thousands of people, what would a proper reporter do? Maybe ask for proof? Evidence, maybe? Say this hadn't been confirmed?
Tell me about that case.
So the sister of the
He
girl...
just lets her keep talking, live to thousands of people. Now, the reason this girl looks all out of it is because she was actually
For those of you wondering what was wrong with me on the night of Chris Hansen's live stream, here's a little quiz. A, I was anxious as hell because I'm an introvert. B, I'm in the middle of an autoimmune flare-up. C, I thought it was 7:45 a.m., but it was actually 7:45 p.m., and I only had 15 minutes to get ready. That's a whole lot to unpack. I took way too many Xanax. I had a cold. Onision makes me want to puke. All of the above. I posted this to the wrong blog. Lol, Xanax.
high on Xanax while doing the interview. Great job, Chris. Really credible people that you're bringing on. Literally interviewing Tumblr blogs to make more money.
Yeah, the AM PM thing is we just ignore that one because of the Xanax, but
possibly get any work.
Imagine waking up and not realizing AM or PM. How fucked you have to be.
Could it?
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Coronavirus.
In March, the coronavirus pandemic took the world by storm, and rightfully so. At the time of recording, there are over 13 million confirmed cases.
So this is the nanovapor biotech segment.
The front lines in a battle against a predator called COVID-19.
Yes, folks, Chris Hansen, former host of To Catch a Predator, is now producing streams on the coronavirus pandemic. For his first very insightful stream, he interviewed a company that claimed to have one of the greatest inventions in scientific and technological
I think this was like a spray that immediately kills it, right?
History. A pandemic-ending vapor for commercial applications that they claimed would kill the coronavirus for up to 70 to 90 days. A representative for Nanovapor Biotech, the company in question, went on Chris Hansen's show as a medical
If you're wondering, yes, this was the plagiarized part.
expert, but started rattling off about his product.
There's a lot in here that's plagiarized, but this is the notable one where he ripped my joke straight from my mouth and then told me it was because I make jokes better than him.
About halfway through the stream.
As you know, many household cleaners are quite good at killing various microbes. The issue is that once you've cleaned, if someone touches that surface 5 seconds later or...
Yeah, so they come on here, and it was interesting with Nanovapor Biotech that they were only created like the day before the live stream.
That's because
This is literally straight from my video.
I need a 90 days.
If it seems like these people were born yesterday, that's because they probably were. The website domain for this revolutionary product was registered the day before the stream on Chris Hansen's channel.
Like, there's no research being done into this stuff. This stuff all could be well and good, but would you fucking go public on a coronavirus killer for people whose fucking website was created the day before the stream started? That would mean when they were talking about this, they didn't even have a website.
Pictures here. The Twitter account for this miraculous yet uncertified coronavirus killer had 5 followers according to an archive a few days after the stream, and to this day only has 2 tweets up on the account.
Dude, this company's official Twitter has like 2 of their tweets, both of them, they're both about Chris Hansen. Like, this is oh my god, dude.
With 2 likes, a banner that looked like it was made in Microsoft PowerPoint in 10 seconds using the default Calibri font, and the only post being another promo for the Hansen stream.
This is a molecule that forms these bonds that when...
This is like some shit that you should not be promoting, right? All right, let's take a look. This is their, this is the report that proves it's real.
Effectiveness of their product in a real-life setting. The study in question is 2 pages long with large type font and was done in private medical clinic. Yes, the clinic who provided the premises for the study didn't even want their name attached to the product. Nanovapor Biotech, the coronavirus killer, can prove itself in just 2 pages of research? Absolutely amazing! This is the panacea that will save all of humanity, right? Well, since the stream, Nanovapor Biotech has removed all mentions of it being a coronavirus killer from their branding.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just being honest here. This was like the first huge red flag. The second red flag, I think, for everybody was when Chris Hansen promoted the Pablo Escobar cell phone. And we actually covered in a previous stream the update to the story that the federal government seized Marquez Brownlee's version of that phone that was in his studio, and it turned out to actually lead them, or it contributed to arresting the people involved, like the chief of assassinations from the Medellin cartel. I always say it wrong.
Predator, I just wanted to tell you all that I've seen this amazing new smartphone called the Escobar Fold 2. It appears to be the best phone out right now. I've been looking at the transcripts, so have a seat, check it out, and remember, I'll be watching.
You know, Colombian drug lord and narco-terrorist who was the founder and sole leader of the Medellin cartel, dubbed the king of cocaine, the wealthiest criminal in history, monopolizing the cocaine trade into the US in the 80s and 90s, and was also responsible for...
Yeah, I read the Wikipedia article too in my video.
Roberto Escobar, the former chief of assassinations, decided to take the family name and capitalize on a new market.
Former chief of assassinations. That's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, here, Marquez Brownlee covered this, and inevitably, like, his video would help federal government people I guess, arrests. Yeah, look at this. It was literally just a Samsung Galaxy Fold they bought in bulk and then put on gold stickers.
Hinge on the back, and right underneath is that Samsung logo, right where it's supposed to be.
Okay, you may be thinking, why on earth are we talking about Pablo Escobar? And how on earth does this link back to Chris Hansen? Well, Chris did a little promo for the
Someone just wrote, oh yeah, I just zoned out. Why was Pablo Escobar mentioned? Thankfully, John Swan has you covered.
This phone that Escobar used on their website and YouTube channel.
Dude, I can't. Anna Anka and Chris Hansen endorsing the Escobar Fold was uploaded to the YouTube channel of the fucking cartel
to advertise their product.
Hey guys, Chris Hansen here of Hansen vs. Predators, and to catch a predator, I just wanted to tell you all that I've seen this amazing new smartphone called the Escobar Fold 2. It appears to be the best phone out right now. I've been looking at the transcripts. So have a seat, check it out.
Now that version doesn't exist anymore. That's why Marquez Brownlee always shows up in these videos, because it was actually shown in his.
More inexcusable when you find out that the Escobar Fold phones were really just a scam to steal money from innocent people.
And ultimately they would go to jail for that. But this is not actually it. I didn't realize what is coming next. So the cameo stuff is here.
By now, this Chris...
So then people just started fucking with Chris, essentially, because it was obvious that you could pay this guy $20 or $50 to say anything.
Hansen clip came from Cameo. Cameo is a site where you can pay celebrities various amounts of money to record a video message for you. Normally, it would be a personalized birthday message or something of that sort.
But now, with Chris Hansen, anything is possible for just $50.
Seat with Chris Hansen. Now I'm going to need everyone to have a seat because Honey Milk has finally created an OnlyFans.
I haven't stressed it enough. This guy really needs money.
Daily uploads and direct communication. Now I'm going to need you, Tim, to have a seat right over there. That's right. Right in the front seat of that plane in which you're going to be training. Very cool, son. Congratulations. I hear you've gotten into the Epstein pilot program before even finishing high school.
He covered Jeffrey Epstein. This guy read a pedo joke about Jeffrey Epstein.
This clip is probably the best $50 I've ever spent. The idea that Chris Hansen, completely lacking self-awareness, congratulates a kid on getting into the Epstein pilot program before finishing high school and doesn't pick up on any of the jokes there is mind-blowing to me.
He will even go as far as to shout out one of his biggest detractors.
Oh, look, my most recent video.
Chris Hansen here of Hansen vs. Predators, to catch a predator and have a seat with Chris Hansen. I'd like to give a big shout out to Nicholas DeOrio. He's a great YouTuber. He's never doxed or harassed anyone as far as I can tell.
Nick paid for this clip just to rub it in Shiloh's face. And remember, Shiloh is one of the alleged victims that Chris Hansen is representing, who also initiated a targeted harassment campaign against Nick for no reason at all. I covered that whole situation in my Onision video. But just...
Amazing, bro. Amazing. Yeah, that's a tweet. Please report Nicholas DeOrio for releasing private DMs and encouraging the doxing of a 19-year-old girl. Hashtag deplatform predators, which she obviously has walked back.
Think a bit more about this. If Chris is willing to say all of this for $50, just what will he say for a more...
This is where it gets really fucking egregious. I think, yeah, this is the one that I found that was fucking crazy.
Significant amount.
These cyber grifters and others like...
Here he is. He's playing Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC to basically sell you a scam.
For a more significant amount.
These cyber grifters and others like them lurk in every dark corner of the web. The good news is, with a little healthy skepticism, they're easy to avoid. If you learn how to spot the warning signs of a scammer.
You have to do your research.
That's John Cristani, okay? CoffeeZilla's got videos on this guy.
No matter what, I personally believe it starts with knowing who you're working for.
This is a clip from a series that Chris Hansen was a part of called Scam Report.
But it wasn't really a series. It was a paid advertisement to sell a book.
If you've never heard
with a monthly subscription
of it, I don't blame you. It was only published at the beginning of this year, and you could only really get to it from a direct link to a website that other people...
Notice that, like, it's at the fucking 17-second mark. That's because the video plays after they disclose that it's an advertisement on the site. Yo! Oh, thank you so much for the flamenco.
No.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Soldier Boy's baby daddy.
No. What?
I heard you're into some BDSM shit, so I'm just wondering if that's how you got it. Why are you still here? Thank you.
Ligma.
Ligma balls!
We'll have to send to you as part of a massive pyramid scheme run by fake guru John Crestani.
You can do this even if you have no experience.
That's what they call 10 racks in the hood.
You can do this even if you have no tech skills, even if you don't even have a computer, or if you're not even 18 years old.
Now, what is John Crestani?
Dude, it's literally CoffeeZilla, bro. That's crazy.
Telling these kids to do? Well, to sell his product, to sell his fake goo.
Look how young he is in this. That's insane.
Through system.
Search for my last name because the product we're going to be selling is actually my product.
So what he does is he says, hey, he posts a bunch of videos about how to make $100 a day.
And he sells a course.
Programs via text message, and this is the same sort of message that you want to use for your message.
Oh, it's even worse.
That you're going to send out via Twitter.
According to this video, this scam report episode was sponsored by Pendragon Labs.
Yeah, want to take a guess who owns Pendragon Labs?
Anyone guess who owns Pendragon Labs?
Oh, it's John Crestani.
Yep, John Crestani.
I personally believe it starts with knowing who you're working for.
I do know who I'm working for. That was what I said in my video.
If you just trace it back, is there a person that I can identify that is behind this company? That is the easiest thing you can do at first. So do your research. You should spend a couple minutes looking up the company, looking up the...
Dude, he told you all the information you needed to know, chat, okay?
Founders.
It's your fault if you get scammed. Yeah.
Countless videos made exposing his scummy actions. Ironically, Hansen was brought on to promote a book which is said to help you protect yourself from scams, but the book is actually a scam itself. John...
Dude, does he show it? Look at that.
A lot of sense either.
There are more scams out there.
Now, where's the actual book?
It can make a ton of money. Don't just read.
Wait, what did that say? Dude, look, special price, $39.95. Only $1. You could buy the Work at Home Secret and Scam book.
And easy.
Start by designing the life of your dreams by earning $2,500 extra per month for just 4 hours. Everything like this is a scam. This doesn't exist.
And it can make a ton of money.
I went from earning $57,000 to $339,000 per month.
Don't just fall for any...
Dude, I need to buy the book. That's a lot of money.
...shiny object that's thrown your way.
Crestani's revolutionary book is advertised as costing only $1. But when you go to their payment section, it adds a magic $40 monthly fee on top.
You have to subscribe to a hardcover book.
For a subscription to their service.
It's hard to overemphasize the...
I don't know if it's digital or hardcover. That's still fucking crazy. A monthly subscription on a book is ridiculous.
importance of research when embarking on a work-at-home business. And this book is a great place to start. It's filled with the wisdom John Crestani gleaned from years of trial and error and is available to you now.
So essentially, Chris Hansen was given a sum of money.
So this is not a cameo. He was not tricked. He signed up to scam his viewers because he needed money. That's just my opinion.
To promote a make money from home scam that used his name, reputation, and influence to draw in unsuspecting victims to John Crestani's den of deception.
I'd like to introduce you to my friend
Benjamin and his friend Benjamin and his friend Benjamin and Benjamin and Benjamin.
This is
Darth Vader a virgin?
No. Thank you.
I'm not.
And
Why
Benjamin
would so
and
many
Benjamin
people
and
be
Benjamin
Googling
and
that?
Benjamin. This
is
is
what they call
what's called 10 racks, as they
in the
say
hood.
in the hood.
There are more scams
That's what they call 10 racks in the hood. Yeah.
out there on the internet
God.
than there are legitimate opportunities by far.
Despite this being a massive scam, John Crestani does say some things that I think Chris Hansen should take to heart.
You need to know who you're working
I
for.
personally believe it starts with...
Yeah, it's the clip. I knew that was coming. Thank you, John Swan, for telling me I'm right. The debt relief secrets, I don't think I covered.
But surely this is the only scam that Chris Hansen has promoted, right? This is obviously a one-off thing. He just made a mistake. Okay, Chris, just don't do it again.
Also, there's something that wasn't in John's video. Funny enough, he didn't take this part, and I think it's important, which is why I guess he didn't take... I don't know why he didn't take this part, but if you go to DeOrio Hansen, I believe it is worth noting how slimy and fucking shitty this debt relief show was. Not debt relief, the John Cristani stuff was. Copyright abuse, anonymous scheme. Is it Hansen goes scorched earth? No. Oh, scam report. Here. Traverse the colorful website for about 5 seconds, you'll see an episode 2 on screen here, but an interesting 17-second timestamp accompanies it. Why does this page skip to 17 seconds by default? Well, the reason they do this is if you were to scroll back 10 seconds, you'd see that it's a gigantic ad read, marketed as a scam protection documentary. It's paid for by a company called Pendragon Labs. So that was funny. There was also a second video about this. Yeah. You'll see there's a lot of, But is it really $1? Oh. Yeah, we covered that part. Zoom is in there to protect him legally. Chris Hansen is tricking whatever fans he has left into thinking he's educating them on cybercrime as the world-renowned investigator. So yeah, there were 2 videos there that if you traverse to the actual YouTube channel, you would have realized were like clearly marketed, paid for content.
But while I was scrolling through Hansen's Twitter in research for this video, I came across a tweet from February showing Hansen in a studio. We know that Chris has promised new investigations for ages, so is this finally proof he was working on something fresh? Hold on, what's that there on the floor? Let's enhance. Wait.
Oh god, dude!
This isn't a new investigation. This is another scam! Hansen's branding is all over this website called Debt Relief Secrets, where you can pay $40 to have a book sent to you that is
oh, dude, more books! Thank you, Chris Hansen!
Scam. And it gets even worse when you get to the testimonials section, because the scripts they gave to the different actresses to promote this book are pretty much identical.
This taught me so much about creditors.
This taught me so much about creditors.
I finally feel in control of my finances.
And for the first time, I finally feel like I'm in control over my own money.
And I will never be taken advantage of again.
I will never be taken advantage of again.
Everyone should read this.
Really, you guys? You want to read this?
Oh my gosh, that's bad. But I do remember something from John Cristani, though.
I personally believe it starts with knowing who you're working.
So who ran this one?
For this company, its founder is listed as Anthony Sarandrea, who's another guru focusing on internet marketing. Ironically, he only has 66 subscribers on his YouTube channel, and although his company SiteFlood is apparently a large digital advertising agency and has led him to consulting several Fortune 500 and Fortune 1000 companies on branding, sales, and direct marketing strategies, he only has one testimonial listed in the articles he uses to establish his credibility.
So he's just like some random shitter? Holy
Hansen with sack.
Dude, this is the kind of guy that you want to get all your secrets from. Chris fucking Hansen loves him.
To me. Keep in mind, this was in February, in the middle of his peak on YouTube. But mistakes happen. And when you're in the fast-paced world of online media production, it's easy to commit even a second serious error in judgment. But surely Chris hasn't done anything else to compromise.
No, what else could it be? Oh, wait, I didn't know about this. This was the smear campaign for the,
At Valerie Plame. Valerie Plame, I'm gonna need you.
This was another thing that I didn't have.
To have a seat right over there. She promoted material from a hate site at least 9 times.
A white supremacist hate site. So yeah, this went into a different direction.
And you won't believe what she's doing now.
I'm running for Congress.
It says people on.
They hired Chris Hansen to do political smear ads. Is this not like this is so abusing what he was?
TV should be labeled like a bottle of rat poison?
Valerie Plame is a pretty troubled character, loaded with baggage and controversy due to her being the center of the CIA leak scandal known as the Plame Affair back in 2003. But she's not an ultra-nationalist right-winger. She's a Democrat running for Congress in New Mexico. The situation in this ad happened 2 years ago. She deleted the tweet 2 hours later, she apologized, and it later came out that she actually has Jewish heritage and that she's a member of the local synagogue.
My great-grandfather was a rabbi in the Ukraine, but when I researched...
I don't know, it's not the strongest example, but it is worth noting.
I mean, this is also new.
Being, like, actually, I don't know for a matter of fact he was paid, but...
But you're a member of the temple. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Now, how do I know Hansen was paid $10,000?
Never mind.
Oh, it's because there's an FEC filing for it.
Oh, FEC filing! Get it off the screen! Get it off the screen!
Right. The fact that Hansen would agree to this is legitimately concerning.
Well, I think everyone knows his name is Chris
And
Hansen. Isn't it funny though? Look at this. You want to show an FEC filing on a YouTuber that you hate? Isn't it super cool that you could just blur out the mailing address, city, state, and zip code? I know, a crazy concept.
For it.
Oh wow!
This man will do literally anything.
But it's public. I don't know, dude. Whatever.
Anything for money, even taking 10 grand from a group that doesn't disclose their
literally the bare minimum.
Donors to smear a candidate based on a tweet.
Intent matters, not in this case.
That was up for 2 hours. This ad isn't just inaccurate, but it's downright defamatory. The fact that Hansen would agree to this is legitimately concerning. Is he really that desperate?
So yeah, then he was going to try to do the Onision interview, and yeah, you can watch the rest here. There was also the teaser for part 3 that never released.
I think it's time for Chris Hansen to take a seat right over there.
Now, obviously, I told everybody what this was, but John actually tricked Chris Hansen to want to do a sponsorship with him in a completely fabricated company that he made overnight. And then he did a phone call with Chris where he was doing a really shitty, like, Irish accent or something. And Chris just starts bragging about his TV show, thinking it was a real person. So, like, even after... actually, it was before this video released, because obviously the phone call is recorded.
Hello?
That is actually the word hello from the leaked call that I am the only one who has a copy of on my computer, other than John. But yeah, no, that did happen. He started bragging about the fucking Onision documentary. Now, obviously, John's career was beaten to a pulp by this point, so part 3, the official part 3, had never actually released and never will release. But there was another thing here called the Anonymous Gene files that he had made, where he started going over Chris Hansen's, like, kind of working with doxers. Like, there was a lot of plausible deniability for a while. Anonymous Gene was just doxing everybody, posting full pay spins of everyone associated with the fucking, basically it's like Bad Empanada, but even worse, right? Like, he was just posting pay spins under all the tweets with, like, full addresses, names, and everything. Like, significantly worse than what we're seeing right now with Bad Empanada. But, like, this nameless, faceless entity was just some fucking weapon that people were wielding. You'll still see him in replies every so often.
You can watch my second Hansen video for more info on that, but I digress. Ever since that moment, I noticed a rather unhinged account lurking around the Hansen circles, named Anonymous Gene. He rebranded a few times due to him being suspended, but Gene usually had a Guy Fawkes profile pic with some corny bio about him coming after Onision. This Gene character seemed to have a rather unnatural devotion to Chris Hansen.
He was trying to file, like, false DMCA copyright strikes as Onision, and it was getting bounced to Onision, who's like, no, this is this crazy Gene guy.
And over time, I started to find out why. Gene started to engage in some pretty insane levels of online harassment.
And this is, like, something that I need people to see when it comes to Chris Hansen, because this took it, like, 10 steps too far.
Past the usual trolling and spamming that's pretty common in the anti-Onision community. And it all started when he publicly posted Onision's phone number and address on Twitter. I'm of the opinion that doxing is almost never justified.
True!
Because it can impact not only the intended target,
but also anybody who's living there, around there, yeah.
But their children, siblings, parents, and other family.
Also, like, if you're gonna go to his house and spam all this shit, you're just fucking with his neighbors for no reason.
Turned his attention to his family members and doxed Onision's mother, father, sisters, and grandfather, people who had absolutely nothing to do with Onision and who have no public presence other than Onision's mother. When I went to Gene's account to find out some more about him,
by the way, John is using the music from the documentary, I'm pretty sure.
He had also linked a Google document full of other resources, including more doxers, Facebook groups from Onision's area to post about him in, and a full comprehensive guide on how to submit false copyright strikes to Onision's channel. Yes, you heard me correctly.
Yeah, this is like Bad Empanada on crack. This is the worst example of this type of behavior, of this, like, weaponizing fucking attack dog that we've ever seen on YouTube.
Watching
it will
Nicholas
never be
DeOrio's
this bad.
Latest video.
Thank you.
Correctly, Gene basically created a guide on how to commit perjury. It was at this point where I started to do a bit of digging into who Gene was and his connection to Chris Hansen.
So this is where it gets really crazy, because you can kind of definitively prove here that Chris was texting this fucking freak.
Leaked of Chris Hansen outside Onision's house.
Carver Washington, we've been on his trail for the last day or so. He knows we want to.
Yeah, Gene was the one who leaked this, so people were like, oh, you know this guy. Why would you have this?
So I knocked on the door. I heard his voice.
I remember the Onision Chris Hansen drama interview you did with Onision, the only time you ever rage quit an interview. Yeah, it was crazy. The guy was defending crazy shit.
I heard Kai. They called the sheriff's department.
Is Gene the one who messed up the laptop? No, Vincent Nicotra had a name and a face. This was just some fucking crazy guy named Anonymous Gene who kept posting on Twitter account after Twitter account. Guy had like 500 of them, who was just spamming doxes under everybody's tweets. When you'd block him, he'd make a new account and start spamming more doxes.
The deputies now responded. You're talking to him now. Another sheriff's department car showing up.
You could see he's like in the lolcow forums as well. It's like some crazy Onision stalker.
We explained what we were doing. He didn't seem to have a problem with it.
Like those are his, like you could see his fucking, this is from Gene's thing, recording it, but you could see it like has all of his like things at the top, bookmarks.
There was a complaint, so they're taking the report now. The sheriff did tell us that there was a mail call indicating Greg was in there. And I'm pretty sure I heard Greg's voice calling the police.
Filmed on a
Talk to the other sheriff's deputy.
This clip, as you can probably tell, was filmed on a phone, videoing a Google Voice window on a computer screen. In the corner, we can see a few digits of Chris Hansen's phone number.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, I've blurred them out here for security reasons, but this will be useful later, so keep it in mind. This clip was originally leaked by Onision detractor account Big Money Onision.
Oh my god, wait, I forgot. So this clip came from Big Money Onision. This guy sucked so much fucking cock. I hated this guy so much. He was literally just like the most annoying. He would show up in the chats and just like defend the most retarded stuff in every single circumstance just because he hated Onision. He couldn't even engage with it.
Along with 3 other screenshots of a public records request and alleged texts between Chris Hansen and none other than Anonymous G.
Bro! Oh my, dude. The fact that this was able to leak is the craziest shit ever, because he could have just lied and said that he wasn't working with Gene.
It came out months later that Gene was indeed the source of the clip, and that he gave it to Big Money Onision for it to leak. So it looks like,
bro, this is some shit that Hassan wouldn't get caught with.
Gene has direct contact with Chris Hansen, working with him directly on the Onision case. But all the connections didn't stop there.
Dude, this guy's got 6 followers and one of them was Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen publicly followed Gene's account on Twitter and even interacted with him directly, with Gene responding that it was always...
Please make sure to check out Chris's Facebook page. He received... Dude.
It's a pleasure working with Chris.
Oh my god.
It was then when my former colleague Josh Pescator took to Chris Hansen.
Pescator is the guy who said that he would buy my mom's house, burn it down, build it back up again, and burn it down again off of his dad's fucking residual money from getting assassinated.
His official Facebook page to ask if Gene was working with Chris Hansen. Hansen replied that he was worked with.
Dude, he was worked with, not for.
And not for. Basically confirming everything that I had suspected all along. Gene also leaked text messages of Hansen talking with his former assistant.
Dude, Gene leaked this. Chris, this has gone too far with the trolls. Sorry to ruin your New Year's Eve, but I'm taking matters into my own hands with a fucking N-word troll. That's right, I said N-word because this troll is a fucking N-word. This is not YP for discussion or debate. My family is Italian. Maybe if I got fucking paid, I would be more calm and talk to a shrink about all this. Whoa, I'm just trying to drive a car.
Vincent Nicotra.
That's Vincent Nicotra. Vincent N-word Nicotra.
Who went off the rails. As well as an alleged conversation with Chris prior to the messages being leaked out. This was just the start of many conversations that Gene would leak between Hansen and himself, talking about various topics, but mainly about Vincent. But what was leaked next would confirm everything that I had suspected.
And it's crazy because they got this guy dead to rights already.
But we have the full resolution screenshot here to look over. Now, if you're not aware, on Google Voice, the number of the person you're talking to shows in the address bar of your browser. In previous screenshots, Gene made sure to censor this out so that he didn't leak Hansen's number. But Gene isn't the smartest guy, and forgot to censor the number on this one specific instance.
And guess what? It was actually Chris Hansen's fucking phone number. Edwin, that's the number I have. Repsion, that's the number I have. Oh, it matches the last 2 digits. Oh, if you look it up, it is the fucking phone number.
Gentlemen, we got him.
Due to Gene's carelessness, we found a direct and—
So this fucking psychopath who was like trying to flag down our accounts, break the fucking law, dox everybody involved in the situation, was fucking working with Chris Hansen.
Undeniable link between Hansen and anonymous Gene. The same Gene engaging in doxing Onision's extended family, creating guides on how to falsely copyright strike him, and just generally carrying out targeted harassment campaigns to anyone critical of Chris Hansen. But little did we know, the worst was about to come.
Oh, hey, wait, that's me. I'm in this video.
Chris Hansen's past that had not yet been properly reported on. And that, along with Nicholas DeOrio's video series on Hansen, inspired me.
I think that was my,
to create my own.
Yeah, that was it inspired him to create his own. Thanks, John.
My first video was published on the 21st of June.
This is exactly what you think it is. This is the response to the plagiarism. Never mind. That was what I got for the plagiarism on the second video. Oh, if you guys see the word slug right there, do you guys remember Angry Slug from Mama Max who turned on him? Yeah, this is where we got him from. Chris Hansen hired him too for free, I think. I don't think he got paid. But yeah, Angry Slug came from this drama, and he has like wormed his way into every other drama since. Wait until I start doxing John Swan.
And this is where the real shit begins. The day after my video's release, anonymous Gene attempted to submit a copyright strike on my video, impersonating as Onision in a complete—
So they kick it over to Onision, who turned around and said, I got this email, this is not fucking me. And you could see where the information came from.
And stopped my video from going down. Probably one of the only good things he's ever done. He shared the full notice to Nicholas DeOrio, who tweeted it out.
Onision shared this with me to share to you. He reached out to YouTube to alert this was not him. If any creator deals with something similar, you're safe to file a counter notification.
Showing that the video attempting to be taken down was indeed my video.
Just to be clear, I'm not saying Chris Hansen requested this to go down. However, this is what happens when you work with unpaid internet doxers, with an anonymous profile pic. There's no one else to blame. People have been warning you for months. Vincent too.
It was also around this time that Hansen's mods, and subsequently Hansen, were being actively warned about Gene.
Oh wow, really? It's this fucking monster that you were running around unregulated? Crazy.
Making accounts impersonating his sisters and mother. It's at this time Josh Pescator, making accounts—
So then he starts doxing Josh Pescator and spamming his that. Yeah, that's insane.
Threatening me with my dox unless I remove my Hansen video.
Yep, that's the thing that happened. Yep, the doxed Josh Pescator account started threatening John to dox his family if he didn't remove the videos that he made on Chris. Yeah.
Throughout this time, Gene was still leaking text messages between him and Hansen, once again very carelessly with the phone number still showing in the address bar.
And then he came out. Didn't he lie about it?
You know, look at his actions, disavow those actions, and make sure you don't work with him in the future. You are working with a person who publishes doxes of innocent people and work—
Like, this went on way too long, and then eventually Chris responded.
Do justice for predators of all kinds, let the voice of victims be heard, and go after the kinds of stories that I think are important. I've said this before, you know, I'm not your typical YouTuber. I'm a reporter with a presence on YouTube, and I do the best I can. In the meantime, I want to make something very, very clear. I do not condone harassment or doxing of any sort. I've been the victim of vicious doxing and harassment recently.
It's like, thanks, Chris, for saying the fucking bare minimum after all this shit already happened with the guy that you're texting.
Subject of a criminal investigation. More on that soon. But anybody who says they represent me and engages in this kind of behavior doesn't represent me. Not at all.
On the 6th of July, this screenshot was leaked by journalist and producer of the Onision documentary, Stephen Asarge. What you're looking at is a screenshot.
I'm sorry. This is fucking crazy. I'm going to say this one more time. He's kind of apologized for this, so it's kind of beating a dead horse.
Onision documentary, Stephen Asarge.
Dude, Stephen Asarge is wearing a fucking Magikarp t-shirt on the set of the Discovery Onision documentary after being the one to drop the news that fucking Chris Hansen screwed up the laptop by handing it to Vincent Nicotra. I literally could not... whatever.
Sarge, what you're looking at...
I do not accept his apology, alright?
It's a screenshot from Chris Hansen's phone, showing his most...
With a fucking Magikarp shirt on the fucking Onision documentary.
Frequent contacts. According to this screenshot, Hansen talks to Gene more than his own sons. Asarge gave me some more context to this screenshot a few days ago, saying it was sent to him by Vincent Nicotra, Chris Hansen's former assistant. Chris was trying to screenshot something else entirely, but he sent the wrong image by mistake.
So he accidentally outed himself to a journalist that he talks to Anonymous Gene more than he talks to literally his own son on the list. Because that was how it was structured, at least back then. That's fucking crazy.
Use screenshots of my sudden growth to try and prove that I botted my YouTube subscribers, completely negating the fact that this is what happens when a video does particularly well in the algorithm.
Yeah, so he's trying to get his channel taken down as well. That was another thing that happened. He used a fake website to try to prove that John's subs were botted.
Ms. Kaiser from Harvard University published a paper.
Okay, that's about bots. We don't care about bots. What is this?
This ban was completely false and unjustified, and it all came just 2 weeks after Gene was parading around telling me I was going to be getting suspended.
Yeah, you're gonna get suspended, you're gonna get suspended, you're gonna get suspended, that his fucking Twitter got banned.
If you follow me on Twitter...
Oh, Justin Wang's in here, yeah. Holy fuck, dude, that was crazy too. Oh, look, there's Sloan.
An account, Corey Richardson, and not only...
That's funny, yeah.
It was suspiciously familiar.
The internet is swarming with predators who constantly stalk chat rooms searching for children, but Del Harvey is fighting back by hunting down online pedophiles and bringing them to justice. She's here today to
Wait, this is me. I see me in here. What did I say? Oh, Chris Hansen getting accounts taken down, John Swan suspended.
Is the same man.
When the fuck did I upload that?
And in the chat room.
Bye.
Harvey is not her real name, which she gave up long ago when she became a professional troll. Oh no! She's a professional troll! But what did she do? What did she do? Well, she posed as underage girls and boys to entrap pedophiles as administration for the website Perverted Justice, and later for...
Yeah, this was a... Okay, so let me tell you what's happening here. This is what you're not... This is not what you're understanding here. Del Harvey becomes Twitter's vice president in trust and safety. This is the order of events. I'm not making any allegations. So somebody who worked for Chris Hansen, who posed as a minor, became the leader of trust and safety at Twitter. Then Anonymous Gene, someone that we literally know was texting Chris Hansen, kept bragging that our accounts were going to get banned, specifically John Swan. And then 10 days later, John's account just goes, it just goes fucking banned. It's over. His account was fucking suspended. Is that not fucking crazy? What a coincidence that must be.
Oh, wait, so you're telling me a Twitter employee high up at Twitter who is allegedly assisting in suspending accounts who are falsely accused of botting worked with Chris Hansen? And my account went down
I might have been wrong about the timing of the hire. I don't think that's the case.
For exactly the same reason, in exactly the same way? How is everything lining up so much? Remember that list of sock accounts and continual harassment accounts to be removed? Well, Gene claims it was being sent by Chris Hansen to the head of Twitter security. And on top of that, there was another leaked screenshot from Anonymous Gene showing Chris Hansen talking with Brandon Borman, a member of the Twitter comms team.
So it was like, oh, we got to get these guys taken down any way we can.
Everyone's accounts are suspended. Look, I'm not trying to make a sweeping allegation here, but there's clearly something that's not right going on in the community right now.
What Gene and Hansen didn't expect, though, is that I actually have a contact at Twitter.
So then John got all his shit back, yeah.
Me. He ran a Chris Hansen parody account, so...
Oh yeah, A-Star got hit as well. That was another thing that happened.
That same unsubstantiated...
Yeah, dude, so John gets banned. John Swan's alt gets banned. John Swan's media account got banned. A-Star got banned.
Same unsubstantiated...
Josh Pescator, nothing of value was lost.
All after Gene accused me of botting my engagement.
And then he started taking questions about this. Oh, God.
The content creators are good people. But there are some who are just out there just to churn and churn and churn and create a misinformation campaign.
This is what you do that.
And they use bots and sock puppet accounts. And
oh, I wonder, dude. I wonder what happened.
It's all about getting views on YouTube. And when they finish attacking me, they'll go on to the next person, the next person, the next person. That's what drama channels do.
I mean, this guy's like an evil motherfucker, just to be clear. So yeah, I think that this guy getting promoted right now is fucking crazy. If you know, like a 15th of what happened here. He looks so fucking guilty. I don't know, that's just the way he looks, guys. Can't make any sweeping. Dude, look at his chat while he's asking questions. Where can I get my Escobar phone?
Well, this seems to be one of the questions of the hour. I do not know who Anonymous Gene is. I don't know whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, whether it's a group of people. I do know that somebody online named Anonymous Gene, or who calls themselves Anonymous Gene, is a fan of some of the work we've done of the Predator series, of some of the work we've done on the Onision investigation, and has acted on their own, supposedly in support of our effort. Now,
yeah, I don't believe that. I'm gonna call T-Cap on your ass.
I know that there have been allegations of doxing. I know there's evidence of doxing. I want to be extremely clear.
Guys, I don't like this, you know. Now, I mean, these screenshots are pretty fucking damning, but I don't know. I don't support it.
I do not support doxing.
I don't support it, guys.
I do not do anything. And if I actually knew who this person was,
his hairline is struggling, bro. This guy's like 70 years old, dude. He made it. If he still has hair at this point, he'll probably see it through.
I would tell them to stop a lot of this activity because I just don't agree with it. I can't control what somebody whose identity I don't know does. And while it appears that they believe their motives are altruistic, I just don't agree with a lot of what they do. And I've been the victim of doxing, so I understand what that's like. And I would never take part in it, and I would never condone it. And I don't care whether it's somebody who says horrible, untrue things about me or not. We don't condone doxing.
Oh, God, he answered the questions on the Twitter. I didn't realize that.
Squad, are you still in contact with Del Harvey? No. I mean...
no, we don't talk at all.
I know Del Harvey. I worked with her when... professional life, people just don't cancel your Twitter account or suspend it. There's got to be a reason. There's a review. There's an algorithm that's tripped. People have to review it.
No, that's not the case. You can literally talk to a Twitter employee and get your account unbanned. In most cases, the way that it worked around this time was like questions second, unbanned first. I'm pretty sure that like people who were connected were able to do a lot of crazy shit. You got to remember, in the verification days, pre-Elon Musk, those guys could flag your shit and you would just get banned. Like, you legitimately like had to block verified people you were fighting with because they could just flag your shit and fuck your entire life up if you needed that social media boost. Yeah, pre-lawn, dude. Pre-lawn, verified accounts were like unbannable and they could get your shit flagged down for nothing.
Hansen wanted to talk to him about harassment he was receiving on the website. He also took another angle and tried to seduce Jack Dorsey's mother.
Okay, this is something that did happen from Anonymous Gene. This was extremely bizarre.
Chris Hansen has problems sleeping sometimes. You should send him a message and ask him how he deals with it. Trust me, we'll be very willing to talk to you. Beautiful place. I love art exhibit. Beautiful young lady Obama looking good. I'd love to.
Dude, Gene is trying, and he changed his name to Gene the Cook as if he wasn't a schizophrenic doxer. He's actually a loving foodie. Yeah, trying to talk to fucking Jack Dorsey's mother.
Would like to speak to your son. I have Chris Hansen's number for you. If you follow me, I will DM it to you.
Dude, Chris made like a tremendous mistake trusting this person with his fucking phone number. It's insane.
To harass him. He has reported these accounts hundreds of times with no results.
When he did this, he had a habit of tagging Jack.
He still pops up. Anonymous Gene still shows up and replies sometimes. And it's been 5 years.
And Chris Hansen at the end of the tweet. And what do you know? The next day...
Is this AI? I think it was TTS. I don't think AI existed the way that it is used now.
Coronavirus report, tagging himself and Mrs. Dorsey at the end of the tweet. Almost exactly how Gene did it just the day before. And of course, here come the allegations again. Gene started to levy some pretty serious claims against me, saying that I was on a pedophile watch list.
Okay, dude.
In Queensland.
Keep in mind, John was like 19.
I've never been to Queensland, and I'm certainly...
Dude, the Queensland courts, guys, the iconic Billy Mitchell case.
Not on any list. But during this time, there seemed to be another account replying to Mrs. Dorsey and random Twitter employees. Ferret Lady.
I am going to get married soon. Will you and Tim be able to come?
Jesus Christ, this is bizarre. I wish one of you would notice this account and notice what it's about. You, Mom, Dad, Andrew, or Jack. I just need one of you to notice. I would cook for you guys. Oh god, yeah, it's the cooking reference. Like, this is extreme. Like, this guy had tons of
about this account. It's the fact that it only had one follower. Oh, big deal, right? Accounts get followers all the time. Well, the one follower on this account was none other than Chris Hansen himself.
This is how we would find out Tipster was trying to talk to e-girls. Dude, why is Chris Hansen the only follower on Ferret Lady trying to get in touch with Jack Dorsey's wife?
I believe that this whole time, Hansen was in cahoots with Gene. I believe that Hansen was the one who got me suspended, and he continued to work with Gene despite everyone telling him about Gene's continual doxing and harassment. But it didn't stop there.
Whoever convinced John he should appear on camera should be brought up. Dude, he's a fucking random teenager.
The 14th.
He's fucking 19. Yeah, I'm sorry, you fill out all the way.
Of August, I was
a fucking random teenager. Who cares?
By anonymous Gene.
So then they doxed him. They posted his full name, but it wasn't enough for that. Then Gene doxed his fucking sister.
And trying to get in contact with former students from my year. This guy went deep into my past to try and find anything he could about me. But he couldn't seem to find anything negative, so he started to make things up. That I was a creep, a pedophile supporter, and various other things.
Yeah, they did insane shit to John. Yeah, this is John's sister.
And there was nothing I could do about it. It was around this time when my good friend Alistair was also subject to the doxing and harassment of Gene.
Then A-Star got doxed as well. That was another thing that happened. This guy sucked.
My area.
But he got doxed, so yeah.
He would follow anyone he could find from my town in mass.
Oh, he was trying to find people who live near John to alert them of a pedophile in their area. Again, this is like what people think that... This is Bad Empanada on fucking crack. Bad Empanada is literally not even close to as bad as this guy.
For the hope of a follow back. And indeed about 200 people did. Here he would post about me being a pedophile supporter, along with my full name and picture. You could tell he was trying to rank in Google search so that when you search my name, the most degenerate things would pop up. This continued for months. Despite multiple reports, Twitter did absolutely nothing about it. They even had the nerve to tell me that Gene doxing my sister wasn't against their terms.
And that's like pre-Elon Twitter, so he couldn't get his sister's docs taken down after his account was falsely banned. Like, come on, bro. This is bizarre. Western Australia pedophile? Anonymous Gene.
To be fully honest, I don't really want to. The harassment I've received over the past few months has not been amazing. I've been subjected to things that
And he never did put out part 3. Dude, this is why that video probably didn't come out.
Began not too
before, obviously, all the other stuff happened. Otherwise, it would have been out before then.
Be the ultimate kill shot, the climax, the final piece of the puzzle to finally prove Hansen's guilt.
Surprisingly, it didn't take long for him to figure out what Gene was all about. But what really shocked me was when my dad asked if Gene works for Chris Hansen. Turns out, Gene never mentioned Hansen once in the initial comments he left. My dad asked because...
Oh yeah, he reached into us and said...
He got a notification on his Facebook account. Someone liked his musician page, and it wasn't Gene. It was Chris Hansen's personal Facebook account.
Dude, this guy's in the middle of doxing... Gene is in the middle of doxing A-Star, and then apparently Chris Hansen allegedly liked his dad's fucking personal page.
I couldn't believe my ears. There was no way in hell Chris stumbled upon my father's inactive fan page. Someone had to have told Chris who to look up. And if you held any doubt that this was just sheer coincidence, my father hadn't uploaded any new music within roughly a year, let alone paid for any targeted Facebook ads for 60-year-old men on the East Coast. It's also not like I worked with my father. I never promoted his music.
Yeah, it's actually fucking bizarre. So yeah, I think that you should watch the rest of this video. There's a bunch of shit we skipped.
I don't know.
There's way more here than we're just kind of surface leveling this, and then there's a bit more I want to take a look at.
I have no control over him. It's frustrating to me too.
Oh, hold on, wait.
Doing your bidding. You know, I know there's a lot of questions about this, and I answered earlier in the show, but people are still asking. I don't know who Gene is. If I did, I would tell him not to do a lot of the things he's done. What his actual motivations are, I don't know.
Like, I'm sorry, TCAP on that shit too. I don't believe a fucking word he's saying.
I have no control over him. It's frustrating to me too. For anybody to say that he does my bidding, it's just not true. They do what they do, whoever he is. Again, I could not be more clear that I don't...
Again, you should be telling the Schlepp guy this is like a fucking bad idea. Maybe linking him to some of these videos. But like, this video in and of itself, the Chris Hansen's Hitman video, is like... I mean, I think this is a game ender for working with this dude. This is actually fucking insane.
Don't condone doxing, going after people's family members. I've had it happen to me. I don't publicize this, but it's a matter of a criminal investigation.
Like in September when Ashley Lilly tweeted out a video showing Hansen being the only follower on Gene's account where he was doxing Darby Vanity. And I think it's just undeniable at this point. Chris does know who Gene is. Chris works with Gene frequently. And I think it's safe to say that Chris knew of my and Alice's doxing.
And I don't blame John for saying any of that. It's fucking absolutely unhinged. Now, last thing that I want to talk about here. All right, actually, no, there's one more thing. So there was a part of the investigation where Chris fired up a live stream and said that there were a ton of tips about Onision sent to the Pierce County Sheriff's Department, and they were deemed credible.
Dedicated amongst their ranks, like to get personally involved in the story.
So this one is the deafening silence. I believe it's John's last video. We're skipping to about the 10-minute mark.
Instead of just sitting back and letting the professionals handle things, they decided to call 911 and the police non-emergency line, spamming them with calls about Onision.
Communications, how may I help you?
Hi, I wanted to request a welfare check. There's been accusations of grooming and pedophile behavior from this man.
Dude, these fucking superheroes just started calling in fucking police airstrikes into Onision's house.
On YouTube, which are, we're used to that. That's his normal content. However, lately they look like he's losing his mind.
So there's a famous YouTuber that lives in Gig Harbor.
I think one of these was an actual person, right?
Sometime recently, and the treacherous predator.
Dude, Chris Hansen went to his house. We got to inform you.
A report to categorize everything in one place. In July of 2020, I was provided with this report that came all the way back from October of 2019, and it finally gave some answers to the questions that I had been asking for months.
This report is to document numerous CPS referrals related to the same allegations.
So I did a whole live stream reading through all of this shit. There were people who were submitting these quote-unquote deemed credible reports and linking Leafy videos to verify what they were.
Addressed in this,
like the talking points.
And previous reports related to possible sexual grooming by that Jackson had previously had a female juvenile named Sarah who lived with him and his wife at the address in.
Let's see.
In any of the
Yeah, so this is just more of the regular stuff.
CPS
oh, this is actually the sheriff's incident thing, yeah.
Calls and CPS reports that they created a report saying all of it was completely unfounded. But we have to keep in mind that this report was from before Chris Hansen got involved. Surely some collaboration with the most prominent predator catcher in the world would yield some results. Well, for a long time...
remember the phone calls on Augie's stream? Yeah, we called up a police department on stream one time. I think we made Aiden do it. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can find this. I think it's on this channel, right? The DeOrio Hansen stream? Yeah. Oh, what is this? Chris Hansen's new associate is insane? Jesus Christ, dude. The old intro start screen. Holy fuck. That is a soy jack of... That is a Wojak of Chris Hansen's face.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick DeOrio.
Hold on, I want to see what I said here.
This guy, really quickly, I don't want to really spend too much of time on here because most people who are following me on Twitter already know about this. But as most people probably know, if you've been following my social...
Okay, I'm a better streamer than I was at the time. Holy fuck, dude. Do we have any of the funny videos of Slug? Look, you guys are being hella entitled and insane. I think Chris should reach out to you. You forgot the one... Dude, he was like a staunch fucking defender of Chris Hansen. Also... The Nerd City parody shit is extremely funny because that guy still to this day absolutely fucking hates me. Amazing. More Anonymous Gene. Uh-oh, bro. Wait, what kind of rants? The kind that can get your entire channel canceled. Good luck with that, Angry Slug. Holy shit, dude. Dude, the racist rants on the X-Panda channel talking about the connections to the alt-right, the KKK, and the Westboro Baptist Church. Dude, Augie was done after that. Holy fuck. All right, where was the stream about the
notably on
it's like a 5-year-old stream. Remember when Augie had connections to the the fucking Westboro Baptist Church? Oh, dude, it's crazy that all these thumbnails don't have "it's worse" in huge fucking text. How could I know they're my videos? Where is this? I'm just literally hard scrolling to the bottom instead of sorting by old. All right, the John Swan allegations, no. That's like the debate bro crap. The rise, fall, resurrection, decay, and metaphorical disembodiment of Josh Pescator. If there's any video that you watch on my channel from the olden days, it is the rise, fall, decay, resurrection, and metaphorical disembodiment of Josh Pescator. That is a fucking banger old vintage main channel Nick DeOrio stream. Chris Hansen responded to my stream. Oh, the Onision victims have finally cornered him. Full stream. Yeah, look at some of these, dude. We were going through all of these fucking... Hello, my name is... Oh, Luxy Moo is actually one of the people who were associated with the thing. That was a normal person. Where is the... Let me see. I'm a witness.
Tweet to do so.
Dude, look at that. Why was I playing fucking Vegeta music? I cannot say I'm a witness or victim of his, but I'd like to offer you a video of which is an expose on him for your consideration, which you could use to better understand the sick individual's general history of mental instability and why he does not deserve to be absolved. This man is a sociopath who preys on innocent people, not only sexually, but mentally. Please respond after you've seen the evidence against him. I have taken the liberty to censor the explicit language and will upload it to YouTube with credits to Leafy is here, real name, and it was Calvin Docs.
If I have any information on Onision to offer for the case against him, I cannot say I'm a witness or a victim of his, but I would like to offer you this video, of which is an expose on him, for your consideration.
I think he might actually have a crush on me. I mean, look at that passion in his eyes. I think this dude is straight up in love. I mean, shit, looking at him right now, I would be...
And Chris went on live and he's like, these allegations have been deemed credible.
Very surprised if he wasn't...
Dude, I can't. I literally could.
It looked like that was indeed going to be the case. For many months after Hansen began his reporting...
Dude, I can't. I can't. All right, so now this is the last thing I wanted to cover about Chris Hansen, is after this thing turned into a literal fucking documentary.
And now we fast forward to the 4th of January 2021.
Yeah, this went on for a while.
When the Discovery series, Onision in Real Life...
Nicholas, you're not dealing with the average Italian now, yeah.
...was released.
I think I just saw me in there.
This disastrous documentary was a complete botch of the Onision story and was clouded in its own controversy, namely...
Whose story is it to tell? Mashable. A new documentary series investigating Onision, a YouTuber accused of abusive behavior and grooming by multiple women, brings up the story to a wilder, less online audience, but the series premiere was marred by criticism from the very YouTube community that brought it to mainstream light.
There's a bunch of other videos by other creators, some still up.
Dude, D'Angelo Wallace, the Onision documentary is trash that I gave up after watching.
Ed Troyer makes an appearance. I guess he was finally able to take some time out of his busy schedule catching newspaper delivery man to feature on the documentary.
This is a side quest. The Sheriff Ed Troyer of the Pierce County Police Department used to be Detective Ed Troyer, and he got a promotion while he was working on this case with Hansen, not for this case. It had nothing to do with this case, but eventually he came back as sheriff. As soon as he got, brought on as sheriff, he was accused of racially profiling, stalking, and arresting a black man. And I think initially they weren't going to press charges, and then, was it the district attorney or something, then press charges. Ultimately, now, update, he was found not guilty, but the story is extremely fucking bizarre. That's just like a side quest here.
This segment is particularly important because Troyer is actually here.
The lawyer, yeah, everybody associated with this. Every single person associated who showed up on Chris's stream had some major Sonichu medallion controversy.
To represent the police.
Someone said, yes, it's true, I worked with his son. Catnip, thank you for the info. Yeah, Mike Morris. We didn't even cover Mike Morris. I don't think he's relevant to this part, but yeah.
And he speaks about the criminal investigation.
Dude, bro saw a black guy and started tweaking out. Again, if you want to hear, I went through it. I could show that to you after, potentially.
Although, he doesn't really say...
I cut that part I thought was funny enough that I clipped it and uploaded it onto this channel.
Too much.
I could say in the years of doing this job, this is one of the more complex, complicated cases with the most moving parts that we've ever seen.
You guys did such a good job. Never arrested.
Across the world with the internet.
Dude, they're so excited to get on this documentary to go over the fucking people that weren't arrested.
Investigation. And honestly, that's kind of where things ended. It's been over half a year since the documentary's release, and...
Oh, he didn't cover the rest of it? Really?
No legal action has been brought against Onision. Literally, the only thing that has happened is that Onision has been demonetized from YouTube, which, honestly, we all saw coming.
Is there, did he never actually cover the rest? He didn't, I don't think.
It's pretty clear that Hansen's YouTube stint was nothing more than another stepping stone back into mainstream television.
This is like the spiritual part 3. It was never made. So yeah, I don't think did I ever cover this? I don't think anyone really ever covered that I remembered. Let me check out. Let me see if somebody else has a video on this that we can reference back to. Because I do want to put the Sarah stuff in here for the people to package it up nicely. Not John Swan. Chris Hansen documentary. Onision. Did anybody ever cover the fucking... someone that didn't suck? So that wasn't completely shit. Oh, God. Why Onision Will Never Go to Prison was an excerpt from the Tro video that John Swan did. What the fuck is that? Why did Bo Blacks... he changed his profile picture to Clippy? Oh, God, dude. Good one, buddy. Edwin made a video. Sorry, not gonna happen. Not happening this time. What is this?
This coughing is too much. I am so sorry.
Did Ethan Klein post a video addressing his coughing as a highlight? Jesus Christ. Amazing. Jacqueline Glenn. Do we have any info on this? Sponsor, Kickstarter scam, coronavirus, Chris Hansen. The truth? No, I don't care about that. I don't think... Dude, most people kind of checked out by this time. I wish I finished that fucking video, dude. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of just what happened. The documentary came out, and then they put Sarah's story in it. They had Shiloh tell Sarah's story, and then she got pissed, obviously. So then she came on and did a 4th episode. So they got 4 episodes milking it. Let me see. It's a movement. Don't let Boblacks poison your view. I think all this stuff is a waste. But I'm not going to completely disavow Louis Rossman before I check it out. Edwin had a good video on Ashley, maybe Flamenco made a video. The doc killed the drama, essentially. Yeah, as soon as the documentary came out, people were just kind of bored of it by that point. John's last video was 2 years ago. The downward spiral of Deaf Noodles. Yeah, that was it. That's when he kind of quit moded. But yeah, he never did cover what happened, I guess. That sucks. He did the Gus Johnson one? Jesus. And then that's the Artisan Builds video. But yeah. Let me take a look here. I want to see the Ed Troyer shit. Obviously now the knowledge associated is this was like a not guilty verdict. Just for full transparency for any legal entities listening to the stream. Onision. Where did I... Let me see. We never posted this, did we? Yeah.
There was one other thing that she
initially
said.
You guys remember I showed you my Deaf Noodles video? We put in like a crazy reference to like a schizo alt-right video. This was supposed to be... It was supposed to be in this video. And then this video never got made, so it went into the Deaf Noodles video.
That really stuck out to me. Do you think Onision should be banned?
This was a collab with John Swan too, so that kind of is part of the reason this video never came out.
From YouTube.
I genuinely don't know why YouTube still allows him on the platform. It makes it almost a thriller to
Yes, that is the DeOrio Plus account on the top right.
find out.
I tried to edit the whole video in the style of the documentary. This is why it never came out. It was way too stupid.
About whether or not he's going to ever be held accountable.
He needs to be taken off of YouTube. He needs to be put in jail.
And I said to her, no, he shouldn't. Because he hasn't committed a crime or he hasn't been charged with a crime. Throughout the years on YouTube, we've always had, whenever you are charged with a crime, your channel gets terminated.
I don't agree with the platforming Onision. I think that sets a dangerous precedent and it's a slippery slope for non-convicted allegations. And on YouTube, we see allegations a lot.
And if you start to terminate people based off literally nothing and just internet drama, that sets a really bad precedent.
I think there is a responsibility there on the part of YouTube to monitor the kinds of things that people like Onision are doing.
That sets a really bad...
It felt almost like that was a side thing, where it was like, we can't succeed there, we can't succeed here, so let's throw a tantrum and go after the revenue source. I understand, especially years later, I get it better, why they wanted this to happen, but you gotta realize from the time, though, it's like these guys are lobbing shot for shot for shot for shot and missing on every front.
Bad precedent for all channels, because you can just be terminated without...
Think about it. Swan could be the face and you could be the writer. You two would be unstoppable if you fused. I mean, the issue is that Swan and his face are infinitely lower in terms of reputation than me. Me just making a main channel video in every way would be significantly better than working with John.
Without any warning at all.
Like, as a total optical victory.
And she told me that she had her...
You'll be the bronze, he'll be the brains. He literally had to plagiarize my video.
The same thing from every other creator that she had talked to.
Yeah, it would be... I mean, it was a really fun project I worked with him on, but I wouldn't need him for anything in particular.
They've all said they don't want it to be banned because it sets a bad precedent.
I started digging around.
And in fact, we found that the YouTube space is vastly unregulated. If you were a bad...
Oh, hey guys, isn't this interesting? The angle that the documentary took? They started blaming YouTube and it was this was some Answer Us PedoTube shit before the video even dropped. That's what it was. We can't take out Onision in the courts, so we have to take out fucking YouTube.
Space is vastly unregulated. If you were a bad guy who wanted to exploit...
This is me! I edited this! It looks fine!
People who were following you, it could be done without anybody really coming after you.
If you're... Okay. So remember I told you we parodied that JQ video in the other one? This is a bit more of that.
YouTube has not done more to regulate what...
To like 3 people, this is a psychotic reference to put in an Onision video. Dude, there's like 3 people, I guarantee, in my chat who understand what they're watching.
So I thought it would be interesting to actually go through the years and see just how slippery this slope is.
Okay. Just to be clear, that was a reference
thing that she's
in the same way as we did the Deaf Noodles one. I've shown this a million times, where we were parodying a psychotic alt-right video. So what that actually was, what you're seeing here in the alt-right version of this intro that I spruced together here, or this like thing, it was about how Jews created porn. So this is the same song they used, and it was just a bunch of fucking Jewish women getting blasted on the screen over and over again, and then it cuts back and it starts making like fucking Star of David starts spinning. Okay, it was like one of the most insane things I ever saw, and it was like a huge inside joke for a while, because like I actually would bring people on stream. I actually have a video of us watching that. Maybe I could show it right now, because I would bring in people. I showed this video to Mudahar. I showed this video to every fucking YouTuber I talked to, because it was the whole series was so fucking funny that it even made it onto this channel, and I reviewed it with Dylan Burns. Look at this. Why is Hassan Piker Afraid featuring Dylan Burns is a crazy clip considering recent stuff. Did I take it down because I thought it would get me flagged? That might have been one of the videos that took the L. You think I should put that back up? Fuck, dude. I don't know if I have this anymore. I got worried because the JQ would probably get my fucking channel taken down, even if it was us actively criticizing that position of people holding that. Let me see. Let me look up Dylan Burns. Because I could obviously just play it even if I don't make it public. Yeah, dude. It is private. Yeah. So this was back when we were on Twitch. Dylan Burns debunks the most offensive video ever. So I literally just sit with Dylan Burns and we reacted to the Jewish question off camera the entire time. Let me see if I could find the part where they cover the porn stuff. Yeah, dude, I'm not even kidding. This was the name of the video. Pornography Chambers. And it talks about how Jewish people have supposedly tried to bring in interracial porn to try to weed out white people.
Oh my
god. That's one that I still...
Oh yeah, Stardust is in for this.
Hear, like, pretty
Can you link me this shit? Can we actually watch this on Twitch?
I don't know if we can watch this on Twitch, but I can actually show you... I can show you a little bit... Because Mouthy Boot is still around today. A lot of people don't... Yeah, this guy still posts. Let me see. The Pornography Chambers.
It's designed to be emotionally challenging.
We're in this era of high-speed internet.
Yeah, so this is... You're going to hear it right now. You're going to hear it.
Presentations of JQers and JQ detractors.
Saying that the holocaust thing.
Representative for JQers, and anytime I'm...
Yeah, I got worried for this getting taken down.
It's on.
Oh, I cut it off. We didn't actually see it. That sucks. But yeah, no, it was Mouthy Buddha. Yeah, it was Mouthy Buddha. We would make... I made like tons of references because I thought it was so fucking crazy. It was like the most unhinged video I've ever seen. I've shown this a million times.
Okay.
But when Deaf Noodle said that we were racist, I edited my video in such a manner where I went back and I found rips of that dude's fucking videos. And I changed like the entire structure of my video, the way I was doing it. Like this was the transitions. Right? This is just a transition that I had where I was going through everything. And then on this section, when I went through level 3 of my metaphorical iceberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Let's talk about the race card. In this segment, you'll be hearing...
I changed the way I spoke.
Is this
I changed the music. I changed the editing style.
Real man argumentation and honest representation for both Deaf Noodle's defenders and Deaf Noodle's detractors, who will henceforth be known as Deaf Noodle's questioners. Or
this is a shot-for-shot remake of the fucking Holocaust denial video.
DQ for short.
Dude, come on, bro! This is fucking amazing!
Anytime I'm in this blue color...
I'm sorry, this is the funniest shit that I've ever done.
Noodle's questioners, or DQ for short. Anytime I'm in this blue color, I'm a passionate defender against the DQ. And anytime I'm in this yellow color, I'm a proud DQer myself. With that being said, let's begin. On December 1st, 2020, Deaf Noodles published a series of tweets targeting myself and various other YouTubers that we've collaborated with in the past antagonistically. The first and third tweets are straw man arguments claiming that we see ourselves as the moral center of YouTube, or present ourselves as holier than thou.
Dude, there was points in this where I was trying to capture the... So,
is this really lolly?
Do you see that for this I didn't have anything to throw on screen, so I just put like an effect filter over the Brazilian flag. Could you imagine? Do you understand what this was in the original video that I was editing? Well, not editing, that I was recreating. In the actual video, this is just the Israeli flag, and it just says Israel under it. And then in the actual video, they start waving the Israeli flag behind as like a dog whistle. So in this one, I just have the fucking Brazilian flag.
And then he moved to Brazil at a young age before attending boarding school in Florida, all before his...
Dude, this is the kind of shit that I loved doing. This is why I loved making video essays, to just put in extremely psychotic references into everything that I was working on. So yeah, that was that. If you guys... Okay, so we didn't show it, and I will show it to you now because, like, why not? But obviously, this part... ends it up, it was in the John video, but I'll just show you me saying it that we reacted to before. Where was it? Which he turned out to not be guilty from this, but we reported on it as it was happening. Dude, it's so fucking crazy. New Hassan, oh, this is the stream right now. Okay, got it. Chris Hansen responded to my stream. Okay, yeah. Sheriff Ed Troyer. Listen to this, dude. This is insane.
You might recognize our boy in the clip that you're seeing on screen. Ed's recently gotten the big promotion from head spokesman at the Sheriff's Department to the sheriff himself.
Ed Troyer, Pierce County Sheriff's Department, thanks for being with us tonight. How are you?
Great.
Sheriff Ed Troyer was also featured in the Onision in Real Life television show that I think I might just review on this
I didn't do that.
channel in the future, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Having Chris Hansen involved has brought some legitimacy to the investigation.
But which investigation are we talking about here, Ed? Because apparently things aren't looking so swell up in Washington.
Tonight, Washington's highest elected official is calling for an investigation into Pierce County Sheriff for making this 911 call.
Oh no, that can't be. The sheriff is under investigation? No way, he couldn't be. He couldn't be. Hold on just a second. I'm getting a transcript here that was just faxed over to me, and it says a threat was made on Ed's life. What's going on over there in Washington?
About 2 blocks from my house, and I caught someone in my driveway who just threatened to kill me, and I blocked him in. He's here right now.
Okay.
And he's in some sort of gray car, and he was in my driveway, in my neighbor's driveway, and he knows who I am, and he threatened to kill me, and I got him blocked in.
Okay, does he have a gun or anything?
I have no idea. He looked homeless in his car, but he was in my driveway, and I got my car, and he was in my neighbor's houses, and playing. I tried to be polite to him, and he just says I'm a racist and wants to kill me, so...
Oh my goodness, this is extremely serious. Sheriff Troyer was putting himself on the line and his vehicle to barricade a potentially armed suspect who even made a threat to Ed's life. This is really serious stuff here. I wonder who this potential assailant was, and any other defining characteristics that could have contributed to the situation.
Pierce County is moving forward with an investigation into the 911 call made by Sheriff Ed Troyer. The man he called 911 about was a black newspaper carrier. He called 911.
He called the police on the guy who delivers newspapers.
A black newspaper delivery man in his Tacoma neighborhood back in January.
Now, community organizers
organizers here in Tacoma have been calling for Troyer's removal, saying that this incident is just part of a larger pattern of misconduct.
Now again, he was found not guilty, not at the time of this video recording, but...
Wait just a minute. This can't be right. The Sheriff Ed Troyer? That can't be the same Sheriff Ed Troyer who recently pledged to be a leader in community trust through his transparency and accountability?
It is my top priority that we continue to strive for excellence as we carry out our mission to protect life and property. We will be leaders in building community trust through transparency and accountability.
Wait, now I'm being told there's body cam footage. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Hey, keep your hands where we can see them. Hands on the steering wheel.
Is that what you're coming over here for?
Yeah, that's why we're coming over here, okay?
I'm suspicious, huh?
No, because he called saying that...
I don't care what he calls
Okay.
for. He's following me.
Okay, we'll figure
Talk
everything
to him.
We will...
Don't.
Dude, his hands are like wildly like... You can clearly fucking see his hands. He's reaching...
Your hands on the steering wheel. My hands haven't moved off the steering wheel. Gosh. I got a fucking knife in my car.
Well, at least he had a knife, right? I'm sure...
To cut my straps on my newspaper.
Oh, no.
Okay, we... just got a call saying that...
I'm in danger. Ooh. That's a fucking lie. Now what happens
That's
to
what
him?
we're here to figure
He's
out.
lying.
That's what we're here
He's
to figure
lying.
out, okay?
So what happens to him?
Just confirming, is this a
Okay. We pulled over so many paper delivery people because, yes, it is weird when we see them in the
Apparently these paper...
People always call you guys in, right?
People always call in those usual suspects, and by usual suspects, I do mean paper delivery men.
Okay. We pulled over so many paper delivery people because, yes, it is weird when we see them in the middle of the night going from house to house, and people always call you guys in, right? You always have cops drive by you. Sometimes you get pulled over, sometimes you don't. Once you realize...
Doing those paper delivery men are playing their loud music. Oh, guys, wait, dude, that's another crazy one. Dude, he's looking dead in the eyes of a black man sitting on a police car, and he said that you're just moving papers. Is that not a Freudian clip right there? You're just moving papers, bro. Who the fuck talks like that?
People always call you guys in, right? You always have cops drive by you. Sometimes you get pulled
Dude, you're just pushing P right now.
Don't. Once you realize, you're just...
Oh, yeah, I'm just moving some papers.
Let you do your job, okay?
Well, I'm aware this is like a pretty scary situation, but how bad is it actually? I'm sure it was just a few, maybe 1 cop, 3 cops, maybe 5 cops. Well, the incident report states right here in plain English that the Pierce County Sheriff's Department was dispatched at the highest priority, and over 40 officers, deputies, and troopers responded to the call.
Sheriff Troyer advising that there's a subject making threats to kill. All cars for officer needs help. Going to be sheriff calling.
It is like a wonder this guy survived.
And male outside making threats to kill.
We have a subject that's making threats to one of our units. Requesting assistance. Just letting you know, we've got half of Pierce County headed that way.
It is the Pierce County Sheriff Unit 1 in his personal vehicle, 27th and Deidre with threats to kill. Henry 2-5, you got all of county en route. If you could advise.
This man's literally hit the all units button in Halo Wars for the black man delivering newspapers in the morning. But how bad could this possibly get? Surely the state won't intervene. I mean, they couldn't, right? Not for an officer who takes accountability as serious as Ed Troyer.
Governor Inslee is asking investigators to probe whether Sheriff Ed Troyer made a false report.
The state is starting to step in. Now, Pierce County has said that they do plan on holding an independent investigation of their own. However, community organizers are saying that the state does need to intervene now.
The governor sent in the attorney general. Was that really necessary? I know that one officer was just conveniently not wearing his body cam during Ed's documented confession, but I'm sure all the other officers who witnessed this are being extremely forthcoming with their details, right?
I just need to know, do you want to keep this as a priority 0 officer needs help, or do you want to change to some other call type? Wallace, do you want a disturbance or prowler or security check or?
I would say it was disturbance. That sounds good.
Well, apparently the real Onision investigation was the newspaper delivery guys we racially profiled along the way. It's worth noting that after Sheriff Troyer initially recanted on the police record, he's now come out and said apparently the delivery man just did threaten him. I mean, it's worth mentioning that the case isn't closed, right? I guess, even though he confessed. This just marks the newest degenerate on Hansen's team. We have the doxing racist assistant, the doxing consultant with the anonymous profile pic who Hansen talks to more than his own kids, the lawyer who's being sued for sexual harassment in the workplace, who helps Chris Hansen on his stories going after people who inflict sexual trauma, and of course there's the sheriff who had to have the state intervene because he allegedly had 40 police officers respond to a racial profiling incident where he claimed the black newspaper delivery guy threatened to kill him, and then he didn't, and then he did again. I don't know about you, but I'd say Ed Troyer is pretty hypocritical. This was in the YouTube Hypocrites video. We did it. We tied it in.
Stop reaching for stuff, dude. I'm not reaching for shit. And don't keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Correct. He is the newspaper delivery man.
I have to hand it to our boy Chris, though. He certainly knows how to pick them.
This is Vincent talking to Chris. This has gone far enough with the trolls. Sorry to ruin your New Year's Eve, but I'm taking matters into my own hands with the fucking N-word troll! That's right! I said N-word because this troll is a fucking N-word! This is not up for debate or discussion. My family is attacked. Maybe if I got fucking paid, I would be more calm and talk to a shrink about this bullshit.
This person was looking for a 6-letter word that would go after grape juice drinking.
Dude, this is back when the technical bridge wasn't obliterated.
What is that supposed to mean? Like, what?
This account has directly spread the doxes of Onision's family members, including his father, mother, sisters, and more.
Mike Morse just moments ago, Feiger released a new audio recording that he claims is his rival attorney confessing to groping a woman.
Today, Governor Inslee ordered Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson to investigate whether Troyer broke the law when he called 911 on a black newspaper delivery man in his Tacoma neighborhood back in January.
Whoa, so you're telling me that this person was looking for a 6-letter word that would go after grape juice drinking? What does that mean? What would that even be? Farmer?
You know, so I went out and followed him, and he blocked me off and accosted me and said, "You're a cop." Started threatening me, which is not a big deal, but it's part of our deal now, right?
This is like shriveled up. These are fucking shriveled. Something after grape juice. Are these still good? When are these good by? Where the fuck would it even say that?
In that letter to the Attorney General, Inslee had said that he had hoped to see more actions to start a criminal investigation into Troyer, but that hasn't happened in almost 3 months. And so now the state is starting to step in.
Nick, a 6-letter word after grape juice drinking. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm at a loss for words, Nick. To be honest, I could probably throw you over to some people that are darker, maybe like Omni or even Anti, but yeah, I'm lost. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Ed Troyer, Pierce County Sheriff's Department, thanks for being with us.
Great, thanks for having us.
You've got a situation with...
We're having a hard time finding people that are actual victims.
Why? What are they, black?
Yeah, that was another thing. That was Troyer saying on the fucking stream they're having a hard time finding people who are actually victims. Yeah. Oh god, bro. Yeah, that was not good, dude. That was not a good time. All right. Fucking hell, dude. Grape juice drinking. That was a banger joke by Technicals back in the day for sure. Music has you in your feels. Yeah. So yeah, I think that was a pretty good rundown why Chris Hansen is a complete piece of shit, that people should not work with him, that every 33 years the same thing happens again on YouTube drama, and we have to go through the same cycle, and the cycle repeats itself. And I think that we need to find, for Chris Hansen, we need to find the origin point and do our best to stop it from ever having happened, okay? You know what? It's the loop. We have to break the knot here, and we can't have this happen again, dude. Referencing Dark, the show on Netflix, is very good. You need to watch it. If you haven't seen it, it's very good. Okay, I stand by it. The show Dark on Netflix is very good. It's Ouroboros, bro. I know. How old is Chris Hansen? Too old for this shit, son. Get Schlepp away from him. Again, you should be notifying Schlepp this is a complete fucking disaster. So yeah, I don't know. In the grim dark future, 41st millennium, there is only war. True. Somebody say not? Yeah, dude. Dude, that's the knot, bro. That's the knot. Yeah, that's the real knot. The true knot. Paper Route Entertainment. How long did we do Hansen tonight, guys? Did we do Hansen for... Yeah, we did it for like fucking 3 hours. Oh, no, not 3 hours. For 2. Solid 2 hour. Solid 2 hour segment. I'll take it. All right, guys. We're probably going to wind it down now. I have, I think, 5 videos on deck. This is a problem. I'm glad that I took a day off because I am so stacked on content. I have uploads till Friday. Is that what it is? What's the 13th? I have uploads till Saturday. So the earliest these segments are going to come out are on Sunday. And I still have got one more video to edit. That's why I'm thinking maybe cut this thing to the 3rd channel and start posting like additional segments there. Otherwise, I'm going to get... Like, I don't have a fucking VidCon coming up, guys. I don't need this many fucking segments. There was one guy who said, we should maybe leave them all together. And it's like, yeah, dude, I'm never going to do that. Thank you. I'm not going to upload a fucking smorgasbord 5-hour VOD. It's not happening. I think that people would actually be mad at me if I did that little editing in comparison to the little editing I already do. So I don't know. I got to figure this shit out, dude. Yeah, I might start using the 3rd channel like I already had to when the video got fucking age restricted today. Again, the 3rd channel is Nicholas DeOrio Archive. I might just change it to Nicholas DeOrio 3, which would be weird because there's 2 Nicholas DeOrio. All right, this is like a little confusing. I don't know. Maybe Nicholas DeOrio live and then I only stream from this channel. I don't think that would work like that. But yeah, obviously the Raja Jackson video was age restricted, so we posted it here. We don't really actually, this is also where the New Year's stream was, if you want to see my perspective from that VOD. That's a 7-hour VOD here. There's like additional, this is like Twitch arc segments, right? Back when we did the community SMP, Lav debate. Wait, what the fuck was that? So this is a semi-recent stream because it has Ultimate Rape review. Huh. Oh, this was the test stream we did for Jaws.
That's directed at me.
No. Now, I very much have a better setup than this now. I can't wait to show it to you.